And now the starting lineup for your Butler Bulldogs. Leading off is freshman, second baseman, number 3, Jack Jerome. Batting second is junior center fielder, number 5, Tyler Houston. Batting third is junior first baseman, number 22, Eric Christman. Batting cleanup is junior shortstop, number 4, Michael Archego. Batting fifth is junior right fielder, number 9, Derek Parker. Batting sixth is freshman DH, number 21, Harrison Freed. Batting seventh is sophomore third baseman, number 23, Connor Dahl. Hitting spot is senior catcher, number 6, Michael DBST. And batting ninth is senior left fielder, number 18, Chris Toronto. Your starting pitcher, junior lefty, number 40, Connor Mitchell. Assistant coaches for Butler are Brian Myers, Ben Norton, and Andy Pasco, and the head coach in his first season, Dave Bragg. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Good afternoon, everyone. You are listening to Butler Baseball on Indie Blue Radio. I'm Granny Anschutz, and alongside me today is Samuel Wiederhaft, and we are live from Bulldog Park as the Butler Bulldogs will look to sweep the St. Louis Billikens.
Yeah, Butler Bulldogs coming into this game with a 11-6 record. Meanwhile, the Billikens coming in 14-4. Butler has handed them half of their losses as they've come into this series winning the series so far 2-0 on great pitching performances by Jeff Schenk and Ryan Pepio. But today it's all about Connor Mitchell, who's going to be on the mound for the Bulldogs, coming into this one with a 1.99 ERA, 2 wins on the season, and no losses. Going to be interesting to see what he can do against this powerful Billiken lineup coming in ranked top 50 nationally in many categories on their offensive side. So we're going to see how Connor Mitchell can try and stump these Billikens here today at Bulldog Park.
It will be interesting. He is making his fourth start on the year, like you mentioned, has not lost yet, 2-0. Weather-wise, better than yesterday. Yesterday was a 11 a.m. start, 38 degrees, overcast, but today the sun is out, and it's about 45, getting close to 50 degrees here at Bulldog Park as we're about to have the first pitch. And leading off for St. Louis is number 1, the center fielder, Aaron Case.
Aaron Case coming into this one 3.62 batting average, and like a lot of the Billikens, over 300, so they have a very powerful offense. Going to see how Connor Mitchell starts this game off.
Mitchell will toe the rubber here for the first pitch of the day. Mitchell starts his windup. Starts off with a strike right down the middle.
Starts him off speed there, right down the middle. Good start for Connor Mitchell against Aaron Case. Also leading the team with 3 home runs. Very powerful hitter here to lead off your lineup.
Mitchell misses with that one. Looked like a fastball a little bit inside there.
It's a 1-ball, 1 strike now, the count now. Mitchell back on the rubber.
Mitchell delivers. And a rip grounder to shortstop. Hartnagel fields it, backhand, throws it across the diamond to Chrisman for the out. Nice solid play there.
Yeah, hard hit ball by Aaron Case all the way over to Hartnagel. Backhands it with the glove, is able to get that long throw over to Chrisman at first. Good way to start out the game. One out here, 1 batter, 1 out.
Next up to bat now for the Billikens will be Alex King, the shortstop. King flashes bunt, but he gets under it, pops it up back over the protective netting. That'll be 1 strike.
Looks like the Billikens trying to play small ball here, getting a bunt on the second batter. He's coming in with a 3.17 average, so he's also a solid hitter. It's going to be tough to get through this first part of the lineup here for Mitchell.
Mitchell kicks and delivers again. Strike on the outside corner. Good-looking pitch there.
Slides right in with a fastball on the outside corner. So evens up now he's ahead 0-2.
Here comes the 0-2 pitch from Mitchell. Slowed it down, but missed inside. 1-2 count now.
Yeah, tried to go for that out of the strike zone pitch on that 0-2. Waste pitch there. Now 1 ball, 2 strikes.
King settles in the batter's box, crowding the plate a little bit. Fouls that one, straight back into the net.
King's trying to stay in the at-bat here. Still 1 ball, 2 strike count.
Pops it up to right field. Parker is going to settle underneath that one and make the catch. 2 outs for Butler.
So the Billikens getting hard contact on Mitchell so far, but he's been able to get a ground ball and a pop fly out of it. So 2 batters up and 2 batters down here for Mitchell as he rolls through the first part of this lineup.
Right, Mitchell's been pitching to contact so far this inning. Third hitter that he will face is Parker Snitinsky, the left fielder for St. Louis.
Snitinsky creeping up just under 300, 292 coming into this game.
Starts him off with a fastball in the outside corner. Snitinsky looks at it.
Leads the team currently with 26 RBIs. Second most is Aaron Case with 18. So Snitinsky definitely clutch coming out of that 3 spot.
That one, Mitchell misses low in the dirt. Nice job of DVSC to keep it in front. 1-1 count. And here's the third pitch of the at-bat from Mitchell. Fouled off. A nice rip there by Snitinsky, but foul back into the protective netting.
Billikens getting on Connor Mitchell here with a lot of contact. Just trying to put the ball in play and get on base here with 2 outs.
Mitchell ahead in the count once again. Here's the 1-2. Ground ball, soft ground ball to second base, fielded by Jarosz. Over the Chrisman, easy out. That'll be 3.
Routine ground ball for Jarosz over there at second. Easy throw. Gets up, 3 down here. Good start for the Butler Bulldogs as they head to their offensive side.
And you are listening to Butler Baseball on Indy Blue Radio. We'll be back shortly after the break for the bottom of the first. And we are back here for the bottom of the first inning at Bulldog Park. Butler versus St. Louis. First quick inning from Connor Mitchell on the mound pitching to contact. And now Butler will get their chance to face off against the right-handed starter for St. Louis, Jackson Ward.
Yeah, the player I'm going to be watching here in this bottom half of the inning is going to be Zach Jarosz, leading off the inning for the Bulldogs. .296 batting average coming into this game with 16 hits on the year. He's got 1 double and 3 RBIs, but we'll see what he can do here to start off the Bulldogs. It's definitely how you start. They want to set the tone for this game. So Jarosz now stepping into the box. We'll see what he can do here for the Bulldogs here. First batter in the bottom of the first.
Interesting thing to me, at least, about Jarosz is the 1 batting glove, 1 non-batting glove on there. You don't see that every day.
You don't see that too often.
You either see both batting gloves or none at all.
We'll see how it works for him.
He's got a slightly open stance here, Jarosz. First pitch of the day from work coming up. And Jarosz drives it first pitch to right field, but is caught by the right fielder. Didn't even have to move.
Yeah, lime cooler right over there and right. Routine fly ball, but Jarosz getting aggressive, going on the first pitch. And it's got solid contact over to right just a little late. So now Tyler Houston coming up for the Bulldogs.
Interesting. Jarosz selected to swing right the first pitch. Not what typically a leadoff hitter will do. Tyler Houston now to bat the center fielder. First pitch from Ward misses low and outside. Ball 1.
Houston, a junior graduate of Brownsburg High School, definitely known for their baseball program with state titles in the past here in Indiana.
1-0 from Ward. Ground ball to the shortstop, fielded cleanly by King. Throws over to first, and there's the out. 2 down now in the inning.
And you like to see Tyler Houston get on base. He's actually 12th in the country with 9 stolen bases. So he's definitely a threat on the base pass, but that one just didn't get center enough and went right to the shortstop. Easy, quick throw over to first. So now the number 3 hitter in for the Bulldogs, it's Garrett Chrisman, and not too many pitches here thrown by Jackson Work.
The lefty Chrisman facing against the righty Work here. First pitch is a fastball. Looks like he missed low. Ball 1.
Chrisman, 283 average coming into this game, 7 RBIs. He's got 1 home run, so he tries to provide that power here for the Bulldogs.
Work delivers. Looked like the same exact spot. Fastball missed again. Will be 2-0.
Work not giving him anything to hit here. 2 low fastballs. Just waiting for him to bite here. 2 balls, no strikes.
Work sets. Takes a deep breath and delivers. Fastball, swinging a miss this time from Chrisman. Swung right through it. 2-1.
Hard swing from the lefty from Chrisman. Just whiffed on that one.
Work's working at a pretty quick pace here to start the game. He sets and delivers again. Fouled off. Kind of yanked that one foul there behind him by Chrisman to push the count to even. And twos are wild on the scoreboard. 2-2, 2 outs.
Yeah, Work doing a good job. Starting about 2-0. Now evens the count 2 balls and 2 strikes by throwing 2 very good pitches that Chrisman bit at.
Here's the pitch. That one is sliced foul the opposite way, actually onto the track, over to the left of the baseball field.
Yeah, just a little late on that pitch. He was on it, but lined it over just foul. So 2-2. We'll see if Chrisman can stay in the at-bat.
Swing and a miss. That'll be strike 3. The catcher did come up with it, caught it cleanly. And a strikeout to end the inning for Wark against Chrisman.
Yeah, Chrisman tried to go down to first, thinking he was dropped third strike, but the catcher got it cleanly. So strikes out Chrisman, 3 up, 3 down for the Bulldogs.
Quick first inning here at Bulldog Park. We will move to the top of the first after the break. You are listening to Butler Baseball on Indy Blue Radio. Top of the second here at Bulldog Park, 0-0 Butler versus St. Louis. And leading off the top of the second will be number 16, the third baseman, Carter Hanford.
So Connor Mitchell went 3 up, 3 down against this Billiken lineup, but all were able to make contact with a grounder to short, a fly out to right, and a grounder to second. So we'll see if they can get a hit here.
First pitch from Mitchell is flied in the air to right field by Hanford. Parker will settle under it. The sun reflecting off of his sunglasses, but he makes the catch there for 1 out.
Yeah, 1 pitch, 1 out, and you got to believe that Connor Mitchell loves that. Rolling through the lineup right now, getting aggressive was Carter Hanford, but not able to work out for him. Fly out to right, 1 pitch, 1 out for the Butler Bulldogs.
Now to bat the right fielder, number 19, Trent Limecooler. Mitchell sets and fires. Again, first pitch swinging, popped in the air to right field. Parker will move into foul territory, goes for the basket catch at the last second, but it pops off his glove. And a good break there for Limecooler.
Yeah, Garrett Parker got a good jump on that one. It was over in foul territory, over in right, and just kind of overran it a little bit. He tried a basket catch, just bounced off of his glove. So what could have been possibly 2 pitches, 2 outs, is now Limecooler back in the at-bat.
0-1 count here. Mitchell steps back onto the rubber. Working from the windup, the lefty. Limecooler swings again, makes contact to left field. Left fielder back on the run just before the warning track, it looks like. And a solid catch by Moranto out there in left.
So through 2 batters for the Billikens, they hit a pretty deep fly ball over to right. Now a very deep fly ball over by the warning track to left. So they're getting on Connor Mitchell with the Butler defense all over those, and they're able to get 2 outs out of it.
Yeah, that was head right for the 375 sign out there in the left center gap. Moranto makes a nice play. And now Nick Malin will step in the box. First pitch from Mitchell is outside. Ball 1.
Nick Malin, a part of this freshman class for the Billikens that was actually ranked number 61 in the country, so definitely a bright future for St. Louis as they move forward in this program.
Mitchell brings it back a little bit more inside compared to the last pitch to get a called strike. 1-1. Mitchell winds up. Swing, fouled straight back by Malin. Mitchell ahead now in the count, 1-2.
Going to be important here to throw this pitch for a strike and get it out of the inning. Put the Bulldogs back up at bat.
Chance for a very quick inning here.
Definitely.
And he blows it by him. Looked like a fastball there. Swung and missed by Malin. Strikes out.
Connor Mitchell's 26th strikeout on the year. 3 up, 3 down yet again for the Butler Bulldogs as they go into the dugout here. Still tied 0-0.
And we will move to the bottom of the second. After the break, you are listening to Butler Baseball on Indie Blue Radio. Bottom of the second, coming up shortly here for Butler. The 4-hitter, Michael Hartnagel, will lead off the inning.
Man, this guy's an exciting player coming in, batting .417 with 25 hits on this season. He's been tearing it up for the Butler Bulldogs, coming out of that cleanup spot, the number 4 spot in the lineup. So trying to keep it going here against Work. Bulldogs unsuccessful to get a hit in the first inning. We'll see what they can do here in the bottom of the second.
First pitch by Work is low, ball 1.
Hartnagel will have that 5-for-5 game a couple weeks back against Furman, coming 1 hit shy of the Bulldog record of 6 hits in one game.
Second pitch of the at-bat for Work misses again, and he finds himself down 2-0 in the count.
Seen a lot of players bite here at the first pitch. Hartnagel being patient here, now up in the count, 2 balls, no strikes.
Work sets and delivers. Down the middle, rip right back up the middle, right at him. Hartnagel will find himself on with a single that went right over second base.
Continues his hot hitting here for the first hit of the game for the Bulldogs. Very well hit ground ball right down the center of the field, over to center field, and Hartnagel on here. One batter, and the Bulldogs already have a runner on.
Hey, you know your swing is feeling good when you're hitting it right back at the pitcher.
Definitely.
That's what they tell you to do.
He was on that pitch.
Now up to bat the lefty, number 9, the right fielder, who's made 2 catches already out there, Garrett Parker. Work working from the stretch. Here's the delivery. First pitch called strike.
Righty against lefty matchup here for Garrett Parker coming in as the left-handed batter. So head coach Dave Strag definitely likes this matchup here with a runner on.
He even left Parker in the lineup yesterday as the only lefty when they faced the left-hand pitcher that the Billikens had. There's a pitch and a drive by Parker. Just foul, a line shot just right of the right field foul line. Would have been a triple the way it was headed.
That was a very hard hit ball from Garrett Parker right down the first base line. Fell foul by a couple feet over there. So he's going to be back here in the box, but he was on that pitch.
Finds himself down 0-2 now in the count, looking to protect here. Gets the signs from the dugout, steps into the box, taps the plate with his bat, and awaits the pitch. Pitch was low. Nice job of keeping it in front by Hernandez. 1-2 count now. Good job, Parker, not to bite.
So Parker now back in the box. Hartnagel still on first. Not really a threat on the base pass. He doesn't have any steals on the season.
Ward delivers. Swing, fouled off the opposite way. Once again onto the track, just to the left of the baseball field. Parker battling here.
So what science is telling me is he's already hit a very hard hit ball over to right. He just hit a really hard hit ball foul over to left. I'm thinking this one's going right down the middle.
Similar to Hartnagel. Looks in for the sign. Comes set. Low in the dirt. Ball 2 again. Good stop by Hernandez to corral it and not let Hartnagel advance to second base.
Parker patient here, watching that one fall in the dirt for ball number 2. Evens up the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hartnagel still over at first. So we'll see if Garrett Parker can try and get him home.
Parker's showing a lot of discipline here in this at bat. Not biting on pitches in the dirt and fouling off ones that are close enough. Parker sets up very close to the part of the plate, his feet close to the inside part of the left-hander batter's box. Here's a pitch from Warwick and a drive by Parker into left field. It'll get down. The left fielder catches it, but Hartnagel is moving to third, and he'll be in safe. Throw to second base as Parker tries to get there, and he is out at second, tagged out at second base, but Hartnagel will be safe at third.
Garrett Parker trying to leg that one for his 8th double of the season. Hit it over to left center field. A good job by the left fielder, Parker Snitinsky, to cut that one off. Hartnagel trying to leg it out, but thrown out over a second. Or check that, it was Parker trying to leg it out. That was thrown out over a second. But he gets the job done and gets Hartnagel over to third. So now runner in scoring position here for the Bulldogs.
It's 0-0 still. Runner on third, 1 out in the inning. And now number 21, the designated hitter, Harrison Freed, will step up to the plate. First pitch from Warwick. Be looked at by Freed, low for ball 1.
Freed coming in, 6th batter in the lineup, one of these freshmen here. Freshman players for the Bulldogs, .333 batting average on the season.
He had a big hit yesterday, tie the game with an RBI.
Good comeback win for the Bulldogs yesterday.
Warwick delivers a swing by Freed, a grounder to the shortstop, bobbled by the shortstop. Can't make the play at home. Hartnagel will score. Freed will be out at first base, 1-0 Butler.
I'm going to say Hartnagel got lucky over there running from third. He's lucky Alex King fumbled that ball. He was going to throw it straight home. And Hartnagel didn't even have to go home. He wasn't forced to. He could have stayed on third. A dangerous play, but he's lucky that Alex King fumbled that ball while trying to throw it home. So the Bulldogs get a run, up 1-0.
Solid job by Freed to drive in the run any way you can. Now up to bat, Connor Dahl, the third baseman. First pitch from Warwick. Dahl swings right through it, 0-1.
Dahl, 308 average. A lot of these Bulldogs in the 300s here. You love to see that from an offensive perspective.
Dahl making his 8th start this year. Dahl fouls that one off to the right, a slicing foul, out of play. Finds himself down 0-2, has to protect now. Dahl was 3 for 3 yesterday in the game. A great day at the plate for him.
Good game for him. Would love to keep it going here again.
Warwick delivers check swing. He'll peel to first. First base ump says no, he did not go. Hernandez kept it in front in case he had to tag him or throw it down. 1-2.
7 strikeouts on the season for Connor Dahl. So with the count 1 ball, 2 strikes, is looking to protect here to keep this inning going. Already 1 run scored in the game. 1-0 Bulldogs up.
And we've seen Warwick bounce the ball a few times when it gets up. That's been a similar theme. Try to get the Bulldog Bears to chase.
Something's happening over here. We got an argument with the manager of the Billikens and the first base umpire. It might have been over that
check swing.
Check swing is what I'm thinking. But the manager for the Billikens is out of the dugout right now, conversing over with the first base umpire. A little bit of a delay here in the game.
No,
he's back in the dugout
now.
Yeah. Don't really see an argument over an appeal too often. But the count will remain 1-2.
Yeah, we get set here to go again. The home plate umpire takes his position again. He was kind of on the back stretch of that argument. Some cheering out from the crowd. Can't tell.
He just got thrown out.
Looks like
he just got thrown out of the game.
The manager for the Billikens has been tossed from the game over an argument on an appeal to the first baseman on a check swing in the bottom of the second here.
You've got to be kidding me. That is unreal.
Dahl swings and misses to end of the inning. And also, it didn't look like the home plate umpire made a huge motion about it.
No, he didn't. I didn't even notice.
Quick cheer from the crowd, and the home plate or the manager for the Billikens is gone. But nevertheless, Dahl strikes out to end the second inning. They have a 1-0 lead, and we'll be back in the top of the third After the break, you're listening to Butler Baseball on Indie Blue Radio. We are back here getting set for the top of the third inning. St. Louis will be up to bat, but last inning there was some minor fireworks out of the St. Louis dugout.
Oh, you're definitely right. Crazy stuff happening here only in the second inning now. Bottom of the second. Head coach for the St. Louis Billikens, Darren Hendrickson, already thrown out of the game here in the second inning, arguing what we thought was an appeal that a Butler player had check swung, and the first base umpire had called clean, no swing, signaled safe. And what really didn't seem like a big deal at first kind of kept on escalating, and Derek Henderson ended up coming out of the dugout and then went back, and then home plate umpire just threw him out, not even making a big deal out of it at all, but just threw him out here in the second inning. So the Billikens already out of their head coach is no longer here, and we're only in the third.
Yeah, that escalated quickly, to say the least. But leading off the top of the third here for St. Louis, number 21, second baseman Cole Dubette. Mitchell, the lefty, with the first pitch. Dubette shows bunt and pushes it past the pitcher to second base. Jaros tries to make a bare hand play, but he has no chance. Good speed and good placement on that bunt by Cole Dubette for a bunt single to lead off the top of the third.
Yeah, great bunt from Dubette, just getting it past Connor Mitchell's glove over on the right side. He ran over to it and didn't really take a good angle and just got past him. So now Dubette is on as the leadoff batter, and now Aaron Patton, the designated hitter, is coming up here in the number 8 spot. Check that, it's Griffin Robinson. Griffin Robinson, who made that change, is now coming up here for the Billikens.
Yet a designated hitter, number 4 here for St. Louis. Mitchell fires and misses wide. 1-0 count here. Looked like a fastball. So you know Dubette has some speed. It'll be interesting to see if we see Mitchell try to pick over and show his move.
Definitely. The Bulldogs have been very good about that all year. We'll see what they do about Dubette here over at first.
Mitchell raises and fires home. Down in the dirt for ball 2. Good stop. Way to keep it in front by DVSD there to not allow Dubette to get to second base.
Yeah, Dubette taking big leads here, signaling he might want to go over to second here. We saw his speed on that bunt. We'll see if he can get himself in scoring position.
To get there, he'd probably have to go on a first movement by Mitchell being a lefty. It's got to be go or don't go. Mitchell just misses on the outside corner. 3-0 count now. In danger of walking Robinson and putting 2 base runners on with nobody out in the inning. Butler leads 1-0 here in the top of the third.
A lot of noise from that St. Louis side. I think their head coach really fired him up by getting kicked out of the ball game. Every single pitch they're cheering.
Mitchell delivers. Looks like he came on the inside corner there for a strike. Nice pitch. Sets up a 3-1 count.
Yeah, 3-0 pitch had to be a strike there from Mitchell. Now sets him up 3-1. Still a very good hitter's count for Robinson.
Mitchell takes a peek at Dubette. Now decides to come home. Too low. He walked him. Now Robinson's on first. Dubette on second. 2 runners on and nobody out.
Tough situation here for Mitchell. He's got a runner in scoring position now, and Dave Schrag will call timeout here to go talk with Mitchell out there on the mound after this rough start to the inning. Still no outs.
You got to be thinking with the 9-hole hitter, number 8, the catcher, Ryan Hernandez, coming up for the St. Louis, talking to his coach, the third base coach now. It might be a situation here where you bunt.
Could be, and get those runners over to second and third. And Hernandez not coming in as the hottest hitter, only batting 185, only 5 hits on the season. He's 5 for 27. So possibly could try some small ball here to advance those runners. Butler going to see what they're going to do defensively to try and defend against that. But, you're right. And Hernandez just not really coming in with the kind of numbers that you'd see from somebody who's going to try and get these people home.
looks like on the corners at least, yesterday they had Garrett Crispin, the first baseman, charging in a bunt situation like this, but it looks like he's even and a little bit behind the runner at first. Mitchell working from the stretch. Comes set. Kicks his leg, delivers a pitch. Showed bunt by Hernandez, but he pulled back, and it will be a ball. Ball one.
Yeah, we saw third baseman Connor Dahl for the Bulldogs sprinting over to home to try and cover that bunt, and shortstop Michael Hartnagel going over to cover third. So they're going to try and get that lead runner out.
This situation, if you're Mitchell, you just got to pitch to his bat and take the out they're going to give you.
Definitely.
Here's the second pitch. Lay down bunt. Right back to Mitchell by Hernandez. Mitchell will turn and fire to first. Chrisman's foot was pulled for a second, but he got it back on the bag. He will be called out at first base. 1 out for the Bulldogs, but the runners do move to third and second. A nice job by Hernandez.
Hernandez does his job, advances the runners. Now 2 runners in scoring position. Chrisman having a little trouble at first. The throw was a little bit off target. He had to come off the bag, but stepped on it again just in time as Hernandez was getting over there. So now Mitchell gets his first out, but still in a very tough position here with runners on second and third. And Aaron Case, arguably the best offensive hitter on this team, coming up to the plate.
The leadoff hitter, Case, here. Second time going through the lineup now. First pitch from Mitchell is low, 1-0. And that's been a kind of theme to saying he's gotten behind in the count.
Yes. And Aaron Case coming from El Medina High School in Southern California, also attending there Freddie Freeman, the Atlanta Braves. Possibly could use some of that power here.
Mitchell delivers the pitch. Went off speed a little bit. The ball, too.
Just try to get him on that inside corner. Rough position. 2 balls, no strikes. Aaron Case in a very good hitter's count to do some damage.
At this point, Mitchell may wondering about just kind of pitching around. Case put him on and keep the double play ball alive, with him being one of their better hitters. Mitchell delivers. Comes at him with a strike, though, on the outside corner. Fastball there. 2-1.
Hardly thrown pitch right down the middle there for Mitchell. Finally gets that strike now. 2 balls and 1 strike. We'll see if Case can put it in play.
Case gets set in the box. Rests his bat on his shoulder. Here's the pitch. Ball inside low. 3-1 count now. Case is in a good position here to swing or take, whatever you'd like.
Case with runners on is batting .379. Outstanding numbers here from the junior, and 18 RBIs on the season. That's second most on the team, falling second only to Snitinsky. Big position here to do some damage.
Mitchell delivers down the middle. Slice to right field. Parker chasing, but it drops just inside fair, the foul line. Parker heads up play, comes up, throws it back to first as Case took too big of around there, but he'll be safe and 1 run will score. The runner from second was held up there. He didn't know if Parker would be able to catch it. So just 1 run gets in, 1-1 game now, but runners on first and third for St. Louis. 1 out in the inning.
Yeah, fly ball from Case over to right field. Not too hardly hit, but Parker was not able to get it. It was a little shallow for him and over on the foul line. So Case only gets 1 base. He was trying to go for second, but the throw to first almost got him. And the runners held up and tried to tag up.
Mitchell delivers. King does not swing. It'll be ball 1 low. Looked like again.
King 11 RBIs on the season, .317 batting average coming into this game. Runners on the corners. You wonder if they're going to try and steal Case here to put him on second and have 2 runners in scoring position as Connor Mitchell steps off the mound.
Yeah, King, a good overall hitter, only hitting .167 with runners in scoring position, however. Mitchell steps in the direction of first base. Fires over there to keep Case in check. Case got back easily, not much of a lead over there.
King had one of those first inning fly balls that we saw Connor Mitchell throw him over to right field. So 0 for 1.
There's the pitch and a rip by King. Fly ball into left field, but it looks like Moranto is out under it. The runner will tag, throws it back into second base. No play at the plate. The run will score. 2-1 St. Louis. 2 outs in the inning. Case will stay on first base. He was not able to tag up.
Yeah, King does his job there with the deep fly ball over to left. No chance of getting Robinson coming home, so the Billikens take the lead 2-1, and Case is still going to stay over there at first. Snitiski comes up, 292 batting average coming into this game.
Yep, the left fielder, Parker Snitiski, number 27. Case still on first base with 2 outs. Snitiski will look to drive a ball into the gap, see if he can score Case. Mitchell delivers a strike on his first pitch.
Yeah, those first pitch strikes are going to be really important here as we go deeper into this game, and the Billikens getting the lead. Mitchell's got to keep it on lockdown in here and let his offense get themselves back up.
Here's the second pitch from Mitchell. Low. Thought about it for a second, but it'll be a ball. 1-1 count. Snitinsky grounded out to second base in his first at-bat today. 2 outs, 2-1 St. Louis leads here. In the bottom of the third, Mitchell throws over to Case once again. Case back in, standing up, not having to slide once again.
2 hits apiece for either team. The Billikens making more out of it, getting 2 runs out of it, as opposed to Butler's 1.
And Case took off for second base. DVSC could not handle the pitch. It was kind of low, and Case will get in to second base standing up.
Yeah, easy for Case there. He was stealing either way, and a low pitch from Mitchell got away from DVSD over on his right side, kind of fell getting to it. Case able to get there safely. Now they have a runner in scoring position. Another RBI chance here for Snitinsky, already with 26 on the season, leading the team.
Mitchell fires. Snitinsky drives it right back up the middle to Mitchell, but he gets some glove on it and is able to jog over and flip it to first to Crispin for the third out. Great defensive play there by Mitchell.
Yeah, Mitchell right there. Hard hit ball, but he was able to get it right in his glove. Easy throw over to Crispin at first. But they do not go down quietly as the Billikens get 2 runs, leading the game now 2-1.
2-1 as we head to the bottom of the third inning. You are listening to Butler Baseball on Indy Blue Radio. We'll be back after the break. Bottom of the third inning, getting set to start here shortly. 2-1 St. Louis leads after scoring 2 runs in the top half of this inning. Jackson Wark still on the mound for St. Louis.
Butler trying to come back from this deficit down 2-1, a 2-run inning, 2-run top of the third for St. Louis. So Butler now with the bottom half of the lineup, then comes back with Jaroge, who's due up third.
Yeah, leading off will be number 6, the catcher, Michael DVSD. Wark throws his first pitch, strike 1, fastball. Looks to be right down the middle.
DVSD coming batting 200, 6 RBIs on the season, and batting 143 when leading off, so not the best man you want to have leading off this inning.
DVSD dips down to follow that pitch off over to the Butler dugout, softly hit. Now he finds himself in an 0-2 hole. Wark gets set. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Fouled off by DVST over the protective netting. Staying alive.
Yeah, down to the count now, 0-2, just trying to protect the plate. On the season, he struck out 7 times, trying not to make that number 8.
Wark delivers. Low pitch. DVSC thought about swinging. Did not, so that'll be a ball. Hernandez kept it in front. 1-2 count.
Yeah, waste pitch there from Wark, trying to get him to swing at the low breaking ball. Doesn't do it. Holds up. Now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Important here for DVSC to be patient and make Wark throw as much pitches as possible. Only at 23 right now.
Here's the pitch. Wark misses low again. DVST holds again. 2-2.
Good eye again on the fastball there from Wark. DVST holds up, evens up the count now. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 hits for either team, and the Billikens lead 2-1.
No outs here in the bottom of the third. Wark delivers. Same spot again. The last 3 pitches, pretty much. It'll be 3-2.
Yeah, he's thrown that pitch 3 times in a row, and DVST hasn't gone for it once. So now what was 0-2 is now a 3-2 count.
Full count here. DVST sets in the box. That was the slightly open stance. Waits the full count pitch. Here it is. DVST swings and rips it right back up the middle. A line drive, base hit. Past the shortstop to his left of Alex King. And now the Bulldogs are on business with the leadoff man on.
That was a textbook at-bat from DVST. Fouled off a few pitches, watched 3 balls from what was originally 0-2, and was able to get a single right up the middle off Jackson Wark. So now he's on first. Great leadoff at-bat here for the Bulldogs. Now the number 9 hitter, Chris Moranto, coming up here, trying to get down from this deficit. 2-1. The Bulldogs are down.
Be the left fielder, Chris Moranto. First pitch, Moranto shows bunt, drops it down to his left, but it'll be foul. Picked up by Hernandez.
Yeah, just spun foul over on that third base side, but I like what the Bulldogs are doing here, trying to advance DVST over to second.
Moranto does have some speed. He's stolen 3 bases this year on 3 attempts. So while he's probably the idea is to do a sacrifice, he may also be trying to get on base himself. Wark comes set in the stretch. Kicks and delivers. Fouled off by Moranto. Finds himself in an 0-2 count now and has to battle.
Yeah, here's what's tough for Moranto. In 60 at-bats, he struck out 21 times, so a third of his at-bats have been strikeouts, now down 0-2. Just trying to battle here and keep the at-bat going.
Doing anything he can to be able to move the runner over. DVST on first. Pitch was low there from Wark. Not a bad spot, being up 0-2, but the count moves to 1-2 now.
That seems to be his go-to 0-2 pitch, is that low fastball.
Here comes Wark again. 1-2 count pitch. Got Moranto to swing and miss on an off-speed pitch. Moranto was way out in front, and that'll be the first out in the inning.
A good breaking ball there from Wark. Is able to get Moranto to swing at it on the outside half, and he goes down for the 22nd time this season.
Coming up now is Zach Jaros, who swung at the first pitch he saw this first time around and flew out to right field. So second time through the order now for Butler. See what they can do. DVSC still on first base with 1 out. First pitch to Jaros is low inside, ball 1.
Jaros flew out to right in his first at-bat. Batting .235 with runners on base. So not the best here.
Showing a bit more patience, said that. Wark comes set towards the plate. Popped up to right field, a shallow second baseman is coming over to make the catch. That'll be Dubet, who retires Jaros.
And not what the Bulldogs want to see here with a strikeout from Moranto and a little lazy fly ball over to shallow right from Jaros. So what started off good for the Bulldogs with a runner on, nobody out, is now still a runner on first. They haven't been able to advance them now with 2 outs. Tyler Houston going to have to be the savior here for this inning.
2-1, St. Louis leads here. Bottom of the third, 2 outs. DVSD on first base and Houston at the plate. Wark comes set. Delivers towards home. Houston check swing Umpire says yes, he did. The home plate umpire didn't have to appeal that time.
Sounds like he might have got a little bit of contact on that one as well. Catcher was able to catch it, so starts off 0-1 yet again.
Ward takes a peek at DVSD. The 0-1 pitch. Houston looks at it for a ball, 1-1.
36 pitches here thrown for Jackson Wark here in the bottom of the third. Doing pretty well on that pitch count, I'd say.
And working quickly as well. Low and outside again. DVSC, great read on the pitch. Got away from Hernandez a little bit, and he takes off for second base and is in safely.
Yeah, it was already taking a pretty big lead, and that ball just getting away from Hernandez. So DVSD able to take that one easily. Now a runner in scoring position here. Butler trying to threaten to tie this game.
And DVSD being a catcher probably knew, even though that ball got away by Hernandez a little bit, knew that he was able to take that, knowing how hard it is for a catcher to pop back up and make a good throw to second base after a ball like that. 2-1 count here on Houston. Wark sets, looks at DVSD, who's on second now. Here's the pitch. Houston looks at it in the dirt again for ball 3.
Wark not really throwing him anything around the strike zone. Houston able to watch all of them. 3-ball, 1-strike count. Good hitters count for Tyler Houston here with a runner on second.
Yeah, Houston will be looking for one pitch here. It's a fairly upright stance in the batter's box, waiting the pitch. Wark sets and fires. Houston looks again. That'll be ball 4. Walks him. Runners on first and second now for Butler with 2 outs.
Good at bat for Tyler Houston's able to get runners on first and second now. Now Garrett Chrisman, 283 batting average coming into this one, is going to come up, and I like the matchup. Right-handed pitcher against left-handed batter. So we'll see how the Bulldogs can do here in this situation.
Chrisman had a 2 RBI single yesterday, so looking to add to his RBI total again here today. Wark sets, delivers home. Be a strike at around the knees to start off Chrisman 0-1.
Chrisman 0 for 1 today with a strikeout in the first.
Chrisman hitting .462 with runners in scoring position. Second pitch at the at-bat is a ball outside. Bit of a miss there by Wark.
Chrisman with 7 RBIs on the season. A little lower than what you would expect from a batter coming in from that 3 spot. But he could definitely add to that here in this at-bat.
Chrisman keeps his hands pretty low in his stance out in front of him. Waits the pitch. Swings. Hit a ground ball to second base. Didn't charge at the second baseman, Dubet, but is able to make the play at first base in plenty of time for the third out of the inning, and no damage done there.
Yeah, Dubet had to wait for Tyler Houston to go ahead and move so that ball can come right to him. Pretty routine there, and the Butler Bulldogs with what started off with a single, able to get nothing out of it, still 2-1.
We will head to the top of the fourth here after the break. You are listening to Butler Baseball on Indy Blue Radio.
Welcome back to Bulldog Park. Sam Wiederhaft, Grant Anschutz here with you, presenting you the Butler Bulldogs and the St. Louis Billikens here. Billikens here with a 2-1 lead as we approach the top of the fourth inning. Still on the hill for the Bulldogs is Connor Mitchell, allowing 2 hits through 3 complete innings and 2 runs, as due up for the Billikens will be Carter Hanford to start this inning off. First pitch from Hanford is swung out on the outside corner, so Mitchell starts him off with a fastball that Hanford goes at. No balls, 1 strike is the count.
Good start there for Mitchell compared to last inning to get ahead.
0-1 from Mitchell. Swings at it. Hanford, shallow fly ball over to Hartnagel at short. Should be pretty routine, and he's got it. 2 pitches, 1 out here for Connor Mitchell.
Next up, right fielder Trent Line.
That's the way you want to start the inning if you're a pitcher like Connor Mitchell. 2 pitches, 1 out.
And Mitchell not really too worried about that pitch count either. Only 38 coming into this inning. As Trent Limecooler now steps up. Had a fly ball over to right in his first at-bat, so he's 0 for 1. First pitch from Mitchell. Limecooler watches that one down the middle for a strike. Starts him out, no balls, 1 strike.
Yesterday, Limecooler did a great job of taking the ball to right field, taking the ball where it was pitched, and got a double over there in the game.
Limecooler fouls that second pitch off over on the first base side and out of play. Now he's down in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes.
See if Mitchell can throw an off-speed pitch here and get Limecooler to chase and be out in front of it.
Only 1 strikeout on the day for Mitchell. Here comes the 0-2. And Limecooler, shallow fly ball over to the left field. That one will get down. It's fielded by Moranto, but it will be a single for Limecooler. So he gets on with a 1-out single.
And Mitchell kind of got to do just that, but Limecooler got just enough of it to hit a whole Texas leaguer over the shortstop's head and get on base. Not a bad pitch overall.
Yeah, just got over Hartnagel's head, wasn't able to get it, and went over to Moranto over and left, so now a runner on first. Their 3rd hit of the ball game. So Nick Malin now stepping up, the freshman, 263 batting average coming into this game. Had a fly ball over to left in his first, so he's 0 for 1. And watches the first pitch from Mitchell come a little bit high for a ball. 1 ball, no strike count.
Mitchell behind now. Would rather have gotten ahead like he did the Limecooler. Look for him to attack the zone here.
Malin with the runner on first, 1 out. Next pitch to Malin. Ground ball over to second. Diving stop, and it just goes over Jarosh's glove. So he will be on with a single. It will be runners on first and second with 1 out as Zach Jarosz laid out his body for that one. Just tipped off the end of his glove. And Nick Malin's able to get on with another 1-out single. It will be runners on first and second.
That's a great piece of hitting there by Malin with a runner on first, trying to push it through the 4-hole over there at second base, and he was able to pull his hands in and hit just hard enough, like you said, to get by Jarosz. So now St. Louis is in business with 2 runners on base and 1 out.
Billikens doing a good job of hitting the baseballs where the Bulldogs aren't. Now Cole Dubett stepping in, runners on first and second, had a single in his first at-bat. Watches the off-speed pitch, high and outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strike count. Pushes that hit total up to 4 for the Billikens. 4 hits on 2 runs.
St. Louis has made solid contact all day long.
Mitchell watches second. Now steps off the pitcher's mound and looks over at second with Limecooler.
Limecooler not going all the way back to the bag. Mitchell gave him a couple looks to see if he would retreat all the way to the bag to touch it, but he did not.
Now Mitchell back on the mound. One-0 pitch to Dubett. Falls right down the strike zone for a strike. Evens up the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Dubett coming into this game, 292 with runners on. And in scoring position, he's batting .333.
Got 245 average on the year for Dubett. Their second baseman.
1 ball, 1 strike count to Dubett. Curves inside but doesn't fall in for a strike. Just 2 inside, 2 ball, 1 strike count now. As it got away from DVSD a little bit, was able to pick it up with no problem. Throws it back to Mitchell.
Yeah, it's big for DVSD to keep it in front of him, because if that gets by him, then there goes your double play chance, because the runners would move to second and third. So good work by the catcher.
There's the 2-1 delivery. Dubett lifts a high fly ball over on the first base side, falling out of play. Evens up the count now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out now. And runners on first and second for the Billikens. Here comes a big pitch from Connor Mitchell.
Outfielders playing Dubett straight up. Middle infielders are playing double play depth like they should be, waiting for a ground ball here.
12 strikeouts on the season for Dubette. Only one strikeout for Mitchell on the day. Here's the 2-2 delivery. Dubette lifts a high fly ball over to left. Hartnagel coming over in shallow left field, able to get it with no problem, and that's the second out of the inning.
Good job by Hartnagel to drift over there. So Moranto did not need him to come all the way in there to get the out.
So now Mitchell only needed one more out to get out of this inning, what could have possibly been disastrous. It's now turning into a better situation for Mitchell. As Robinson now steps up, Griffin Robinson coming in here for the Billikens with runners on first and second, 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth inning, or top of the fourth, check that, top of the fourth inning.
Robinson with a 100 average on the year. The DH.
First pitch from Mitchell. Fastball outside for a ball, 1 ball, no strike count. Watching over.
Yeah, Mitchell taking a great deal of time to check a lime cooler on second base this whole inning since he's been there.
He's definitely worried about those runners over on the bag. 1-0 pitch. Right down the middle for a strike. Evens up the count now. 1 ball and 1 strike for Connor Mitchell. As he eyes lime cooler over at second. Gets a signal from Hartnagel at short. Could be planning a play here. We'll see.
Yeah, Hartnagel's been flashing him signs throughout the inning. That's why Mitchell's been looking back so often.
The 1-1. Off-speed pitch just out of the strike zone. Moves the count up now, 2 balls and 1 strike. Hartnagel will continue to flash the sign over at short.
Slowing down the pace of play a little bit. Each time Mitchell steps back onto the rubber, he's got to take a peek at Hartnagel.
Now the 2-1 delivery to Robinson. Inside corner for a strike. Now evens up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on for the Billikens.
It's a great pitch by Mitchell. Went inside that time and really froze Robinson. Robinson looked like he wanted to try to lean into that one, but it was a strike. Nevertheless, couldn't do anything with it.
2-2 pitch from Mitchell. Just fouls it off over to the backstop. So Griffin Robinson stays in the count now. Remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. As lime cooler over at second, taking a pretty big lead off the bag. And it's Malin over at first.
Mitchell had Robinson lean out a little bit, see if he comes back inside like he did with that second strike pitch and freeze him again.
2-2 from Mitchell. Strikes out looking right down the middle of the plate, and down goes Griffin Robinson. So no runs for the Billikens in that inning. They get a few hits but are not able to capitalize. And Connor Mitchell gets out of the inning with a strikeout against Griffin Robinson, his second of the day. As we now head to the bottom of the fourth, the Butler Bulldogs still trail the St. Louis Billikens by the score of 2-1. You're listening to Indy Blue Radio. Welcome back here on Indy Blue Radio. Sam Wiederhoff, Grant Anschutz with you here presenting the Butler Bulldogs against the St. Louis Billikens. Score remains 2-1. The Billikens on top against the Bulldogs here as we move into the bottom of the fourth. So Michael Hartnagel now due up for the Butler Bulldogs here, the number 4 hitter. It'll go Hartnagel, Parker, and Freed. So we'll see what the Butler Bulldogs can do here as they approach this middle of the lineup in the order. And Hartnagel now steps in.
Yeah, 4, 5, 6. Good chance to score here for Butler. Hartnagel, not your typical looking four-hitter stature-wise. He's usually the cleanup hitter's a bigger power guy, but Hartnagel is probably their best hitter.
So Hartnagel watches that first pitch high or check that for a strike. So no ball, 1 strike count as Hartnagel now back in the box. Jackson Work still remains the pitcher. 0-1 pitch from Work. Swing and a miss. Hard swing from Hartnagel trying to go after that one. Does not make contact. Now down in the count. No balls. 2 strikes.
Hartnagel had a single right back up the middle in his first at-bat.
426 on the season. The hottest Butler hitter here in this lineup. 0-2 delivery. Just misses the outside corner there with that off-speed pitch. Now moves the count up 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Impressive from Hartnagel. He's hitting 500 when he's the leadoff hitter of the inning, which he probably does quite a bit as the 4-hitter. You know, the first 3 guys get out, and you're the leadoff guy, and he does well in that role.
1 ball, 2 strike delivery to Hartnagel. Swings at it right up the middle. Diving stop over by Dubett at second. The throw over to first is just in time. They're able to get Hartnagel at first. He expresses his displeasure with the call over at first, but he is gunned down on a great play by Cole Dubett. Over at second, the diving stop and was able to get the throw in on time.
That was great piece of hitting, great hustle, but overall a better defensive play. Hartnagel is locked in on this pitcher Wark driving the ball up the middle 2 times in a row, but that time his speed was not able to bail him out.
That one just in the range of Dubett, was able to dive and stop it. So there's 1 batter up, 1 batter down for the Billikens. Now it's Garrick Parker stepping in, watches the first pitch for a ball. 1 ball, no strike count. Score remains 2-1. The Billikens on top. The Bulldogs have swept them so far here in the series, winning the Friday and Saturday games. They're on a 5-game winning streak currently.
Parker is 1 for 2 today with a single.
1-0 Parker rips it over to first base, gets under the bag of Malin, and he's on with a single. So good contact from Garrick Parker, and he gets on with a 1-out single.
Yeah, a little delayed reaction there from Malin, but it's tough when you have a lefty that becomes the hot corner as the first baseman, which they're not used to playing as opposed to the third baseman. And he went for the backhanded play, but it snuck under his glove for a base hit for Parker.
Yeah, definitely playable for Malin over at first. Just got under the glove. So Parker will be on. He's 2 for 2 today. And now it's Harrison Freed stepping up for the Bulldogs. First pitch from Work. Inside of the zone for a ball. Now 1 ball, no strikes.
Freed hitting .312 on the year and .400 with runners on base.
4 RBIs on the season. Looking to get that 5th to tie up the score. 1-0 delivery from Work. Off-speed pitch gets Freed to swing at it and does not make contact. Now evens up the count. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Freed is responsible for the lone Butler run today as he grounded out to the shortstop that was bobbled, allowing the runner for Butler to score.
There's Michael Hartnagel that crossed home plate for the Bulldogs, their only run on the game. 1-1 to Freed, no. As Work throws it over to first, just checking up on Parker. He slides back in time.
Not a bad move there from Work. A nice jump move. It was pretty quick, but Parker was able to get back with plenty of time.
Here comes the 1-1 delivery here from Work. Inside pitch yet again on the off speed.
Like you said, similar to where he missed earlier in the at-bat. Looks like he's making a concerted effort to try to pitch Freed inside.
2 ball, 1 strike count now to Harrison Freed. Designated hitter today, .312 on the season. Got the RBI in his first at-bat. Runner on first. Here comes the 2-1 from Work. Freed, ground ball over to short. Shortstop gets it. Quick throw over to second. Now the throw over to first. And it's a double play. The Billikens get out of the inning. So the Bulldogs get 1 hit and no runs on the inning. The Billikens remain in the lead with a 2-1 score. As we now head to the top of the 5th, you're listening to Bulldog Baseball on Indy Blue Radio. We're live from Bulldog Park here on Indy Blue Radio as the Butler Bulldogs continue to trail the St. Louis Billikens by the score of 2-1. Due up for the Billikens will be Ryan Hernandez, the number 9 hitter. Then it's back to the top of the order with Aaron Case and Alex King. On the mound for the Bulldogs continues to be Connor Mitchell. So Connor Mitchell allowing 2 earned runs so far. Grant, how does Connor Mitchell lock this lineup down, not allowing a single run and letting his offense do the work now?
He has had some good defensive plays behind him, but he's really attacked the hitters and gotten ahead in the count 0-1, like he did just there.
Yeah, like you just said. First pitch to Hernandez is a strike for Connor Mitchell, and it's a no ball, 1 strike count.
Hernandez had a sacrifice bunt his first time up, hitting 185 on the year.
The 0-1 from Mitchell. Outside of the zone for a ball, evens up the count, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Hernandez thought about going there, but decided not to. Good discipline from number 8.
4 hits apiece for either team. The 1-1 delivery from Mitchell is in the dirt and low for a ball. Moves up the count, 2 balls, 1 strike. And this St. Louis dugout continues to be loud. As we remember in the second inning, their manager was thrown out of the game, and they've been amped up ever since. 2-1 pitch to Hernandez, just fouls it off over on the backstop, so now that'll even the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Hernandez way on top of that pitch, kind of a chopping swing as it went straight down to the ground and rolled back to the backstop. Look for Mitchell to put him out here with the 2-2.
2-2 from Mitchell. Off-speed pitch just high and inside for a ball. Now the count runs full, 3 balls and 2 strikes, nobody on here and nobody out as Connor Mitchell continues to battle against Ryan Hernandez, the catcher. The payoff pitch from Mitchell. Just fouls it off toward the backstop yet again, stays alive in the count, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Hernandez just gained a piece of it. And that previous pitch, Mitchell really wants to bury his breaking ball pitch low as opposed to missing high like he did.
Left-handed pitcher against right-handed batter. Here comes a 3-2 yet again. Gets contact, lifts a high fly ball over to right field. Garrick Parker moving over by the warning track and is able to get it down. So a pretty deep fly ball for Ryan Hernandez. Garrick Parker able to run over it just in front of the 375 sign on the warning track and is able to put it away. 1 up, 1 down here for Connor Mitchell and the Butler Bulldogs.
It looked like it was a high and outside pitch, and Hernandez didn't try to do too much and took it where it was hit, but the ball definitely carried farther than it looked like it would off the bat. But Parker able to track it down there in the right center field gap and make the catch.
So now it's the top of the order here for the Billikens. Aaron Case coming up yet again. 1 for 2 on the day today. First pitch to him. Off-speed pitch right down the middle for a strike from Connor Mitchell. As Case was able to get that RBI single his last at-bat, pushing his RBI count now to 19 on the season. 0-1 pitch from Mitchell. Case lines it over to center field. Tyler Houston right there and is able to put it away no problem for the second out. Pretty hard hit ball over from Case, but Houston was in the exact right spot, only had to move over to the right a little bit. And it's 2 up, 2 down here in this Billiken order.
Yeah, and this will be the 3rd time through the order now for St. Louis, and that may be indicative of where they're at now with Mitchell, that they're getting hard hit ball there from Case. They've seen all of his stuff, and they're looking to try to do some damage against him as they come to the lineup for the 3rd time.
Alex King now in the box, .311 batting average. First pitch to him was a fastball, missing the outside corner for a ball. 1 ball, no strike count. Nobody on here, 2 outs in the top of the 5th inning. 2-1 is your score with the Billikens on top. 1-0 pitch from Mitchell. Swings at it, high fly ball, first base side that will fall out of play. Evens up the count for Alex King. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, King dropped his shoulder quite a bit there, and that's why he got so underneath that one and popped it up back to his right.
King 0 for 1 with a sacrifice fly in his last at-bat. 1-1 pitch. Fastball down the middle for a strike. Now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Would be a really important inning here for Mitchell if he can put him away. Not really throwing that many pitches. 1-2 delivery. Fouls it off back toward the backstop yet again. Stays alive in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
King working hard. Fouled it off kind of in the same spot a couple times now. Not wanting to give in to Mitchell and extend this inning.
2 strikeouts on the day here for Connor Mitchell. Here comes the 1-2 pitch to King. Off speed, just out of the zone for a ball. Evens up the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Mitchell missing kind of high with his breaking ball again. He really wants to bury that one, even in the dirt if he has to, and trust DVSD to block it.
2-2 delivery to King. Fouls it off yet again, getting good contact here on Connor Mitchell as that one goes over foul on the first base side. Stays alive in the count, making Mitchell throw pitches, and it's still 2-2.
Great job by King there to fight that one off. Looked like a fastball kind of in on his hands after seeing that curveball and was able to fight it off.
2-2 pitch from Mitchell. Swing and a miss. He got him on the strikeout. That's his third on the day, and it's no runs on no hits for the Billikens here in the top of the fifth. We move to the bottom half of the fifth inning. Bulldogs still down by the score of 2-1. You're listening to Bulldog Baseball on Indy Blue Radio. Welcome back to Bulldog Park here for today's matchup between the Butler Bulldogs and the St. Louis Billikens. Billikens remain in the lead here as we go into the bottom of the fifth inning with the score 2-1. They are up. And Connor Dahl, the seventh batter in this lineup for the Bulldogs, coming up to start this inning off against Jackson Work, who remains as the pitcher for the Billikens.
Bottom of the order, looking to get on base here for the top of the order for Butler in the bottom of the fifth.
First pitch to Dahl. Aggressive swinging on the first pitch. It was a half swing, but he's able to get him anyway. Starts off the count, no ball, one strike. Batting .400 when leadoff is Connor Dahl. Struck out in his first at-bat for his 8th strikeout on the year. Now back in the box. 0-1 pitch from Work. Off speed, Dahl's all over it. Line out over into left field. He's able to get on with a single as it gets down. So Connor Dahl, the leadoff batter, is able to get on with a single. And now DVSD coming up for the Bulldogs.
Connor Dahl 3 for 3 yesterday, continues to stay hot. Connor worked on to roll his hands over there. Hit it not too hard, but it got through the 6th hole. No one could make a play on it. Hit it where they were not, and he finds himself on first base with a single and nobody out.
DVSD coming up was able to get that single in his first at-bat, so he's 1 for 1, batting .220 now on the year with Connor Dahl over on first. Another good start to the inning. They just have to keep capitalizing on these opportunities. First pitch as DVSD soars around to bunt. Great bunt over on the third base side. Third baseman Hanford has it. Throw over to first. And Malin is able to step on the bag to get DVSD, but he does his job as he bunts it over on the third base side. And now works Connor Dahl over to second, so now a runner in scoring position for the Bulldogs here with only one out.
DVSD a great job of doing your job, getting picked up by all his teammates in the Butler dugout there. Not a flashy play, but it got the job done and moved the runner to second base in a tight game, a one-run game.
Chris Moranto now stepping up for the Bulldogs with a runner on second. 2-1 ball game here and one out.
Moranto struck out earlier today.
First pitch from Work. Moranto ground ball over to third. Hanford has it yet again. Throw over to first is low, but Malin's able to scoop it up. So one pitch and another out here for Moranto. So now it's a runner on second, 2 outs. And, I mean, a good start to the inning, but they're just not able to get these runners home.
There, Moranto really got his hands rolled over and hit a easy hop, candy hop to Hanford over there. Was able to charge it and make a routine play. 2 outs up to Zach Jaros for some clutch hitting here. He hits .375 with 2 outs on the year.
Zach Jaros now stepping up with a runner on second, looking to get the Bulldogs' first run since the bottom of the second inning. Now the first pitch to Jarosz. Inside and low. Has to scoot out of the way. Falls low for a ball, 1 ball, no strike count. 2 outs, runner on second. Billikens continue to lead this one by the score of 2-1. Rose now back in the box against Jackson Work.
Dahl's got to get a good lead off because if there's any contact, he's got to be thinking score.
1-0 to Jarosz. Off-speed pitch outside now. 2 balls, no strikes. Good count for Jarosz to do some damage.
Yeah, look for him to look for 1 pitch in 1 spot only here and drive it somewhere into the outfield.
0 for 2 on the day. Only 3 RBIs on the season as the leadoff batter.
Hitting .300 with runners in scoring position.
2-0 delivery. Jarosz watches that one on the inside corner. Fall into the zone for a strike. Moves up the count, 2 balls, 1 strike. 5 hits on the day for the Bulldogs, only resulting in 1 run. Been one of the problems here as we continue to move throughout this game. 2-1 pitch to Jarosz. Swings at it at a ball that was in the dirt. Could have possibly been ball 3, but now evens up the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. So the deuces are wild yet again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Billikens lead 2-1 with a runner on second.
Yeah, Jarosz not happy with himself there. He knows he chased that pitch in a good hitter's count. Now has to battle.
2-2 delivery. Ooh, just inside. That could have hit him, and it did. Jarosz now on first, and a bad pitch there from Jackson Work. Could have had the strikeout, but threw it high and inside and just got the hand of Jarosz. Now runners on first and second with Tyler Houston coming up for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, a little chin music there. Came up in, drew him off the plate. Didn't really look like it hit him from our vantage point, but it must have got him on the hand or wrist. It looked like the umpire's signal. Nevertheless, Tyler Houston up, a solid hitter for the Bulldogs in a clutch situation.
Umpire did see it, and Jarosz is now on first. So Tyler Houston now coming up for the Bulldogs. Right-handed pitcher against right-handed batter here. Pitch count up to 58 for Work. First pitch to Houston. Falls low in the dirt for a ball, as Hernandez had to pop out of his squat for that one to get that, making sure the runners don't advance. And Tyler Houston now starts the at-bat, 1 ball, no strikes.
Good work by Hernandez back there. It looked like it was probably a fastball that Work bounced, and those are the toughest to block for a catcher because they get on you quick, and he did a fantastic job of getting down to block it.
1-0 pitch to Houston. That one low yet again, same exact pitch. Now 2 balls and no strikes. Butler hitters getting ahead in counts here in this inning. As Houston coming up, he's 0 for 1 on the day. Had a walk in his last at-bat. And now ahead in the count, 2 balls, no strikes.
Hernandez getting a workout in back there, back-to-back pitches in the dirt. Work needs to settle in and throw strikes here, or else Houston may do some damage.
Houston now back in the box. 246 average coming into this at-bat.
Gotta be picky here if you're Houston.
2-0 delivery to Houston. Outside corner for a strike. Good pitch from Work. Just nips the black. Now 2 balls and 1 strike is the count. Houston now back in the box. Looking to get the Butler Bulldogs' first run. Since their second inning, they only have 1 as Work steps off the mound here in this bottom of the 5th inning. So Houston now back in the box. Runners on first and second here with 2 outs.
No one really holding on. Dahl at second base.
2-1 delivery. Houston watches that one just fall inside for a ball. Great hitters count here for Houston. 3 balls and 1 strike. We'll see what he can do as he pops back into the box. Extends the bat, now gets into his stance. Houston with 12 RBIs on the season, looking to add to that here in this at-bat. 3-1 pitch. Inside and low yet again, and it's a walk, the second walk of the day for Tyler Houston, and the bases are now loaded for Garrett Crispin, the number 3 hitter.
Very patient today from Houston. Like you said, 2 walks, was up 2-0 in that at-bat. Didn't chase, waited for his 1 pitch, but he didn't find it, so he'll take his walk and leave it up to his teammate, Garrett Crispin here. 2 outs, bases loaded, and there's a meeting on the mound for St. Louis.
It's one of the assistant coaches for the Billikens out there having a meeting with Jackson Work, who has just loaded the bases here with 2 outs. trying to get out of this situation. A good opportunity here for the Bulldogs. They haven't been able to capitalize. We'll see if they can switch that around here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Crispin with 7 RBIs on the year, 12 strikeouts.
It will be a righty-lefty matchup as Crispin is coming in as the left-handed batter. 271 average as of now, 0 for 2 on the day, and RBIs on the year, he has 7.
Hitting 1,000 with the bases loaded.
First pitch to Crispin. High fastball for a ball. 1 ball, no strike count.
And hitting .429 when runners are in scoring position.
And you got to love that stat, batting 1,000 when the bases are loaded. Couldn't do any better.
Perfect.
1-0 delivery now from Work. Crispin right back to work. It hits him. Now falling on the ground. Crispin's going to get on. The Butler Bulldogs scored their 2nd run of the game. And wow, what a hard hit ball that hit Jackson Work right in the shoulder. As the pitcher, you couldn't get any more straight than that. And Crispin's going to be on here with a single. The Bulldogs tie the game, and now the trainers are coming out to work here as that got him right in the shoulder.
Checking out his right shoulder here. So even worse, his throwing arm.
I mean, as a pitcher, that's one of your worst nightmares is having a comebacker just right at you. And that couldn't have been squared up any better from Crispin right at Work. Hit him in the shoulder. And now the trainer's working on him right now over on the mound.
Trainer's working on him. Alert. St. Louis bullpen already got a guy warming up. In case he has to come out of this game, it looks like they'll give him some courtesy pitches here.
Yeah, seems to be fine, which is always good to see after those comebackers. There was really nothing he could do. I mean, he tried to get his glove over, but just the reaction time wasn't there. And Crispin was able to get on with an RBI single as the Bulldogs tie it up here 2-2. And Work is right now taking some courtesy pitches. Doesn't look too bad out there on the mound.
St. Louis as a team may have been fortunate there because if that ball doesn't hit Work, gets into center field, 2 runs easily could have scored there because 2 outs. The runners are breaking on any contact. Great piece of hitting by Crispin right up the middle. He was locked in that at bat.
Yeah, they lucked out on that one as Work, the Canadian from Alberta, Canada, steps back on the mound. Now still 2 outs, bases loaded. The Bulldogs already with 1 run in the inning, ties up the score. And now the dangerous Michael Hartnagel stepping into the box for the Bulldogs.
This is what your cleanup hitter lives for right here. Bases loaded, 2 outs.
First pitch to Hartnagel. Looks at it, doesn't swing. Ball gets around from Hernandez. Runner on third. Giroux coming home. The throw to Work at the plate, and they got Giroux, who was trying to come home from third on the wild pitch. The throw from Hernandez to the pitcher Work was in time, and Giroux gets caught trying to get home and trying to get the Bulldogs the lead as they go down, but the Bulldogs don't go down silently. They're able to tie up the score. It's now 2-2 as we head to the top of the 6th inning. You're listening to Bulldog Radio on Indy Blue Radio. Welcome back to Bulldog Baseball here on Indy Blue Radio. Sam Wiederhaft, Grant Anschutz here with you for the Bulldogs against the St. Louis Billikens. The Bulldogs were able to tie the score 2-2 on the single from Garrett Crispin, as now the Billikens do up here in the top of the 6th inning. It will be Mitchell remaining on the mound here as the first batter for the Billikens lifts a high fly ball over to center field. Tyler Houston there, no problem, and it's 1 pitch, 1 out here for the Butler Bulldogs, and that was Parker Snitinsky up at bat for the Billikens. So he goes down now, and now it's Carter Hanford due up at the plate.
Big start there for Mitchell to get rid of the 3-hitter in the lineup with one pitch.
Carter Hanford now at the plate. First pitch from Mitchell. Low inside for a ball. So 1 ball, no strike count now.
Based on yesterday, you want to try to pitch Hanford outside because he pulled an inside fastball for a home run yesterday.
1-0 pitch. Gives him the inside pitch again. Out of the zone for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. Mitchell now back on the mound.
Hanford, the cleanup hitter, looking for one pitch here. They can drive into a gap somewhere in the outfield.
2-0 delivery from Mitchell. Hanford swings, tough ground ball over to Hartnagel. He's able to get it cleanly. Throw over to Chrisman at first. And 2 up, 2 down now for the Billikens as Mitchell continues to roll through this lineup. Ever since that 2-run third inning, he has not allowed a single run here to the Billikens.
Yeah, he set it on a great lead there. He tested Hanford down 2-1 like you have 2-0 like you have to do. It was a good pitch down the middle, but Hanford was just out in front and rolled his hands over to the shortstop.
Trent Limecooler now stepping in for the Billikens. First pitch to him. Inside on the breaking ball, out of the zone for a ball and low. 1 ball, no strike count. Limecooler, the righty, against the lefty Mitchell.
Limecooler 1 for 2 today.
1-0 pitch. Way outside with a fastball on that. Moves the count up, 2 balls and no strikes. Nobody on here. 2 outs in the top of the 6th inning. Pretty sunny day here at Bulldog Park, and not too bad with the temperature, about 45. 2-0 delivery. Swings at it, right back to Mitchell at the pitcher, and it goes up over to center field, and Tyler Houston will field that one. So it's a 2-out single for Trent Limecooler as they show some life here with 2 outs.
These last 2 games, Limecooler has been locked in, making solid contact with the ball nearly every time he comes up the plate, and he hits another one right back up the middle.
Right back up the middle over to Houston in center field. Mitchell didn't really have a shot at it, just a little bit to his left. So now will be Nick Malin stepping in for the Billikens with a runner on first. Chrisman right now covering first base just in case of pickoff. First pitch now to Malin. That one falls low out of the zone for a ball. 1 ball, no strike count.
Malin 1 for 2 on the day as well with a single. Struck out his other at-bat.
Malin back in the box. Here's the 1-0 delivery from Mitchell. That one low yet again, moving up in the count now. 2 balls and no strikes. Same exact way he got the at-bat started to Limecooler 2-0. He does another 2-0 count to Nick Malin.
And now what you want to see for the coaching staff for Butler or Mitchell, you want to be getting out in front of these hitters, not behind 2-0.
2-0 from Mitchell. Malin watches that one down the middle for a strike. Now gets on the board, 2 balls and 1 strike. Malin coming in 1 for 2 with a strikeout in the second and a single in the fourth. .286 average currently. Batting 6th in the lineup. 2-1 delivery. Malin watches that one low yet again. As DVSD has to get up and toss that one back to Mitchell. So now the count falls to a 3-ball, 1 strike count.
If you're Malin here and you're not swinging unless the pitch is exactly where you want it, you know where you like the pitches to be, and you're looking for the one spot here.
Pitch to Malin. High, and he walked him. So now runners on first and second here for the Bulldogs. As Mitchell's showing some signs of struggle out there on the mound here with 2 outs.
His pitch count is up to 79 now. He had a chance to get out of that inning pretty quickly, but you blink your eyes, there's a single, and then he walks the next batter, and now it seems to be an extended inning here with 2 outs.
Cole Dubett, the second baseman, now stepping in for the Billikens, meeting currently with his third base coach with runners on first and second. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. Score is tied 2-2 between the Bulldogs and the Billikens. Bulldogs coming into this game with a 5-game winning streak. Have beaten St. Louis on the Friday and Saturday games, looking to sweep the series here at Bulldog Park.
Mitchell communicating with Jaros to cover second base here.
First pitch to Dubett. That one low yet again for a ball. Past 3 batters, he started him off 1 ball and no strikes. Dubett coming into this one with 1 for 2 on the day. Single in the third. 1-0 to Dubett. Swings at it right back up the middle, up to Tyler Houston at first. On comes Lime Cooler home. The throw from Tyler Houston to the plate is not in time, and the Billikens go up by the score of 3-2.
Great piece of hitting there. Clutch 2-out hitting for Dubette. Also a good job of DVSC to keep the one in front. It was bouncing. He had the runner cut him off there as he crossed him, and there was a bat also in his way. So a good job to keep it in front to not let St. Louis have runners on third and second, which would have been the result if it had gotten by him.
RBI single for Cole Dubette puts the Billikens up 3-2. Their first runs since the top of the third inning when they had 2. And you got to believe Connor Mitchell's a little bit frustrated out there. He had 2 outs and nobody on, and now he just gave up the lead. So now it will be Griffin Robinson stepping up for the Billikens.
This game reminiscent of yesterday, a back and forth as we move on to later innings.
First pitch to Robinson, tough swing on the outside corner, no contact. Now no ball, 1 strike count as DVSD gets up from his stance and goes over to talk to Mitchell out there on the mound. Tough inning right now for Mitchell, which had so much promise to get out of it. Now has runners on first and second with 2 outs and already 1 run across the plate for the Billikens.
In an ideal situation here, if you're Coach Schrack, you want Mitchell to be able to get out of this inning and get the out here, and that's why you see the importance of DVSD going out there to talk to him and let him know that you're here to finish this inning and get out of it with the least amount of damage as possible.
So Mitchell now back out on the mound against Griffin Robinson. The 0-1 delivery. Inside low yet again, evens up the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Runner on second is Mayland. Runner on first is Cole Dubette.
Yeah, if you're Mitchell, you got to attack Robinson with fastballs. Test him. He's hitting below 100 this year. You got to get after him here.
Here comes the 1-1 pitch from Mitchell. Swings at it, lifts a high fly ball over into the left center field gap. Houston will not get to that one. That one will get all the way to the wall. 1 run will score. Dubette is held up over at third. It's an RBI double for Griffin Robinson, and the Billikens extended their lead. It's now 4-2.
Very clutch hitting for Robinson. 2-out hitting continues. Unexpected from one of the weaker hitters in the St. Louis lineup. I told Mitchell to test him. He did, but that time Robinson ripped one into the gap, and Houston was just not able to get there in time.
Hard contact from Robinson. Got that ball all the way over to the wall. Gets an RBI, his 4th on the season. Now it's an even worse situation here with 2 outs with runners on second and third. 2 runners in scoring position with already 2 runs across the plate. And now stepping in will be Ryan Hernandez, the catcher, as DVSD calls timeout to talk to his pitcher yet again here in this tough situation.
Hernandez. Runners in scoring position who will be breaking as soon as the ball is hit. So 9-hitter in the lineup, just like Robinson. If you're Mitchell, you have to attack him and not let him get ahead in the count. But we'll see. As for DVSD came out, Coach Schrag now making his way to the mound.
And we can't really get a view of the bullpen, but it looks like a new pitcher will be coming in for the Bulldogs as Connor Mitchell will be taken out. He threw 5 complete innings, 5.2 to be exact. Had 3 strikeouts on the day and 4 earned runs so far here on the game as he comes out of this one, just giving up the lead now 4-2. Tough situation for him. Nobody on with 2 outs. Could have gotten out of the inning, as now has given up 2 outs or 2 runs with 2 outs coming across the plate. So stepping in for the Bulldogs, Josh Walker will now be coming in relief for Connor Mitchell.
Not a bad start by Mitchell by any means. I think the big difference we saw through his 5.2 innings is that when he was getting on top of batters 0-1, he was in a lot better position. But as we saw in that last inning, he started to get behind 1-0 and even 2-0, and that's kind of a curse as a pitcher because it's tough to come back from that. And you allow the St. Louis pitchers to really sit back on one pitch only, and they are able to either be patient and get their walks or drive pitches for singles all around the ballpark.
Yeah, just tough situations. Kept getting down in counts, was never able to battle back. So it will be Josh Walker coming in for the Bulldogs. Only 5 innings pitched completely on the year. ERA total is 1.8. So doing pretty solid here so far with only one earned run on the season here coming in on relief from Chino Hills, California. Right over there in Orange County. So his first batter that he's going to face will be Ryan Hernandez, the number 9 batter in the lineup. Comes into a tough situation. Runners on second and third here, 2 outs, and the Billikens have the lead 4-2.
Walker's kind of walk-strikeout ratio is 5 base on balls and 7 strikeouts in his 5 innings pitched. Battle of the eights here. Number 8 Hernandez versus number 8 Walker.
Righty on righty. First pitch from Walker. Outside, way outside, almost got past DiViesti. That could have been trouble, but he's able to snag it for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes.
Yeah, a little adrenaline flowing from Walker coming in a situation like this. Couldn't keep himself closed and kind of flew open there. That's why he missed so far outside.
1-0 to Hernandez. Low again, almost gets past DiViesti yet again. He's able to snag that one. Now a 2 ball, no strike count. That one bounced in the dirt. DiViesti had to move his glove up.
Same thing there. If you watch, you can see the Walker's glove hand is kind of flying open, leading him over that way, not staying closed, and that's why the ball's missing so sharp outside.
2-0 from Walker. Off speed, high and inside. 3 balls and no strikes. Really just digging themselves in a hole now is the Butler Bulldogs. Now has Hernandez 3 balls and no strikes, could possibly load up the bases.
There is a base open, but you do not want to walk Hernandez because Aaron Case, arguably their best hitter, is up next.
3-0 from Walker. Finally gets a strike down the middle of the plate on the fastball. Moves up 3 balls and 1 strike.
Interesting to see what Hernandez does here. He was obviously in take mode there, but he may just want to take again and make Walker prove himself that he can throw 2 strikes in a row.
Now the 3-1 delivery. Hernandez swing and a miss at the ball that fell in the dirt, so now the count runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Important pitch for Walker to try and get out of this inning, which looked like it was done a long time ago. The Billikens keep pouring it on with 2 runs already.
If Hernandez doesn't swing there, he probably is on first base, and Aaron Case is up.
Payoff pitch to Hernandez. Swing and a miss, he got him. But the Billikens don't go down quietly as they get 2 runs across the plate, take the lead over 4-2. As Josh Walker's able to get the strikeout there with runners on second and third to stop the bleeding a bit. But we now go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Billikens up by the score of 4-2. You're listening to Bulldog Baseball on Indy Blue Radio. The Billikens have taken over the lead here by the score of 4-2 against the Bulldogs here at Bulldog Park as we now enter the bottom of the 6th inning. Will be Michael Hartnagel leading things off here for the Bulldogs as he was up with the bases loaded, and Zach Giroux got thrown out at home trying to score on the wild pitch. So now Michael Hartnagel coming up with a clean slate, nobody on base, leads off the inning, and the Bulldogs down 4-2, so trying to climb back from this deficit.
We touched on it earlier about Hartnagel comfortable, even though he's the 4-hitter, being the leadoff man of the inning, hitting .474 on the year in that role. He is 1 for 2 on the day, got robbed on his second at-bat. Could have been 2 for 2 easily. Look for him to hit one up the middle because that's where he stayed all game long.
That's where he's gone. He's had Works number all game today. Now the first pitch to Hartnagel. That one inside almost hit him. Moves out of the way. 1 ball, no strike count.
Now this is the 3rd time around for Butler batters to the lineup. Just look for them They've seen Wark. They've seen all he's got. Look for them to start making better contact.
1-0 to Hartnagel. That one low gets away from the catcher. Hernandez now moves up in the count. 2 balls and no strikes. So the Bulldogs got on the board first with one run in the second. Then Billikens with 2 in the third and 2 in the sixth. And the Bulldogs with 1 in the bottom of the fifth. Next pitch to Hartnagel. Ground ball over to second. Dubé has it. Dubet, check that, over to Malin at first. And 1 batter up, 1 batter down here for the Billikens.
Yeah, tough break there for Butler. Your best hitter's 2-0, and he hits kind of a weak ground ball to second base, a routine play. Ideally, you're looking for him to maybe get a little bit under that and drive that other second base head into the right field gap and try to get a double. But nevertheless, Garrick Parker will be up now for Butler.
Looking to get that rally started, but Hartnagel not able to do it as a weak ground ball over to Dubet gets him out. So 1 out now as Garrick Parker steps in against Jackson Work, who's been working through this Butler lineup. First pitch is outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes.
Parker is 2 for 2 today.
Both with singles, and .333 coming into this at bat. A 1-0 pitch. Parker watches that breaking ball for a strike. Evens up the count now. 1 ball and 1 strike with 1 out. Nobody on here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. 2 runs coming across the plate for the Billikens in the top half. They lead 4-2. 1-1 to Parker. Outside, just missing the zone. Good eye from Parker. Now 2 balls and 1 strike.
Works in around 75 pitches here. There is some action in St. Louis's bullpen. But
they've had guys out there pretty much all game. I mean, they've been working some bullpen pitchers, just haven't used them yet. 2-1 pitch right down the middle. Parker watches it, evens up the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
The work looks fine after he took a line drive off of his throwing shoulder from Garrett Crispin a couple innings ago.
Yeah, that was a tough hit, but remains in the game. Shows his perseverance. 2-2 pitch to Parker. Little weak ground ball back to Work at the pitcher. Little toss over to first and Malin, and he's out. 2 up, 2 down now for the Butler Bulldogs, who are trying to rally here in this inning after giving up 2 runs in the top half, but just nothing doing so far.
Parker way on top of that one, chopped that one right into the area in front of home plate in a nice, easy hop to Wark, who's able to flip it over underhand to first base and not have to worry about throwing overhand bases, which gives pitchers problems sometimes.
Harrison Freed now stepping up, the freshman, part of this freshman class, trying to change this program. The effects have already been seen. First pitch to Freed, right back at Work, and it gets by him over into center. So it's a 1-pitch single for Harrison Freed as he rocked that one over to center, and he's on with a 2-out single.
It's a heck of a way to come back from his last at-bat with a double play, 4-3 double play. First pitch, liked it, right back up the middle. That's happened a lot. Wark has hit a lot of balls hit right back up the middle against him today.
He has, definitely. A few from Hartnagel, that one from Chrisman, now Harrison Freed. So Bulldog batters are all over the pitches he's throwing. Now it's just about capitalizing on the opportunities. Connor Dahl now stepping in for the Bulldogs. With a runner on first here, 2 outs. First pitch to Dahl. Swing and a miss at the breaking ball for a strike. No ball, 1 strike count. He gets down in the count to start this one off. 1 for 2 today with a strikeout in the second. Single in the 5th. Now coming up here for a 3rd time. No RBIs on the season yet for Dahl. 0-1 pitch. Checks his swing, but it doesn't matter anyways. It's in the strike zone for a strike. Now down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Dahl's got a battle here. Down 0-2, wants to keep this inning alive and continue to drive up Work's pitch count to hopefully knock him out this inning.
0-2 delivery. Swing and a miss. They get Dahl swinging on the strikeout. That's the 4th strikeout for Jackson Work on the day. He gets out of the situation with a runner on first. So the Bulldogs get 1 hit, no runs here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. And the Billikens continue to lead this one by the score of 4-2. You're listening to Bulldog Baseball Radio on Indy Blue Radio. We are back here at Bulldog Park with the Bulldogs continuing to trail the Billikens by the score of 4-2. And it's the top half of the lineup here for the Billikens due up against a new pitcher for the Bulldogs, Josh Walker. It will be Aaron Case, Alex King, and Parker Snitinsky, check that. So first pitch here from Walker, check that. Is a ball out of the zone, 1 ball, no strike count here against Aaron Case, who is 1 for 3 with an RBI on the day.
Case hitting .361 so far.
Next pitch is low, outside, 2 balls, no strikes, and that's really what has been the story this past couple innings is Butler pitchers getting behind in the count, throwing balls early and just not able to recover after that. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. Foul tipped from Case. Back toward the backstop, remains in the count, 2 balls, 1 strike.
Healthy swing there from Case. Just a little bit out in front, didn't get all of it, foul it back. St. Louis looking to build onto their 4-2 lead here in the top of the 7th.
Case back in the box. Here comes the 2-1 pitch from Walker. That one just high for a ball, 3 balls and 1 strike. Walker came in last inning with runners on second and third and 2 outs. Was able to strike out Ryan Hernandez, the number 9 hitter, after 2 runs had already come across. Next pitch, down the middle for a strike. Now the count runs full, 3 balls and 2 strikes here for Josh Walker against Aaron Case, the leadoff junior.
Big kind of momentum shift here early in the inning. The outcome of this at-bat right here.
Now the payoff pitch from Walker. Swing and a miss at the high fastball there. He gets Case down swinging for his first strikeout of the day. Case now falls to 1 for 4, and it's 1 batter up and 1 batter down here for Josh Walker and the Bulldogs.
And by Case's reaction, you could tell that he knew if he did not swing at that, he was going to be on first base with a walk. But instead, Walker gets the strikeout with 1 out.
Just got him on the rising fastball. Now Alex King up here for the Billikens. First pitch from Walker. King, high fly ball falling out of play. That'll be a strike. No balls, 1 strike.
King went down to get that one. Not really the swing you want on an 0-0 pitch. Trying to look for something better to drive. Now he finds himself 0-1.
0-1 pitch now to King. Breaking ball, just a little high. Evens up the count now, 1 ball and 1 strike. Nobody on here, 1 out in the top half of the 7th inning. Billikens up by the score of 4-2. 1-1 pitch from Walker. Little check swing there from King. Ground ball over to third. Dahl has it. Throw over to Chrisman at first. And they get King in time for the 2nd out of the inning. King a little undecided on that swing. He only got it was basically a swinging bunt. Ground ball over to third, and Connor Dahl was able to get it cleanly. Gets the throw to Chrisman in time, and it's 2 up, 2 down here for the Bulldogs.
Snitinsky up now for St. Louis, the 3-hitter. Great job by Dahl there to charge that ball and not let it get on him.
First pitch to Snitinsky. High fly ball over on the first base side, falling foul over toward the bullpen. So the count will now be no balls and 1 strike here with 2 outs. Snitinsky 0 for 3 on the game today, 279 coming into this at-bat. 0-1 pitch, and he fouls it off over toward that first base bullpen yet again. Now falls behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes.
Walker with a chance to have a very quick inning against the 1-2-3 hitters in the Billiken lineup would be big for the Bulldogs momentum-wise.
Nobody on here, 2 outs. Here's the 0-2 from Walker. Outside trying to get him to swing at a ball. He doesn't, holds up. Now 1 ball, 2 strike count.
Walker continues to pitch Snitinsky on the outside part of the plate.
1-2. Inside, it looks like it got him on the arm. So he had 2 strikes on him, and he hits Snitinsky, so now he's going to first here. We've seen this before. It was 2 outs, nobody on in the last inning, and the Bulldogs ended up giving up 2. Now 2 outs, and they have a runner on first, so we'll see if they can damage yet again here with 2 outs.
Yeah, it's frustrating as a team to have someone down with 2 strikes, 2 outs in an inning, nobody on base, but you get him on base. Walker tried to go inside and ended up hitting him.
Carter Hanford now stepping up here for the Billikens with a runner on first. First pitch from Walker. Snitinsky goes over at second. Throw over from DVST to second. Not in time, and the player drops it. Jarosz drops it over at second, so it's a stolen base for Parker Snitinsky. And now a runner on scoring position here with Hanford at the plate, who's 0 for 3.
If I had to guess, I'd say that stolen base was more on Walker. It seemed like Snitinsky had a great jump, nothing really DVSD could do there.
Snitinsky knew he was going all the way and steals the base, so now a runner in scoring position.
Snitinsky is known to do that. That was his 7th attempt of the year, and now his 6th stolen base.
1-0 pitch from Walker. Now 1 low for a ball, now 2 balls and no strikes. Tough situations here with 2 outs yet again for the Butler Bulldogs, down 4-2.
Just like that, fast runner on second base with 2 outs, and your 4-hitter up for St. Louis.
Walker checking back in second, now the 2-0 delivery. Swings at it, Hanford right back over to Tyler Houston in center. No problem there, and they're able to get out of it with no damage done. So the Billikens leave a runner on second with no hits in the inning and no runs. We now go to the bottom of the 7th. It's rally time for the Butler Bulldogs. They're down by the score of 4-2. You're listening to Bulldog Baseball on Indy Blue Radio. We're back live here from Bulldog Park as the Bulldogs continue to trail the St. Louis Billikens by the score of 4-2. Sam Wiederhaft, Grant Anschutz here with you at Bulldog Park. So, Grant, looking at this Bulldog offense here, what do they have to do here in these late innings here to come back from this deficit?
So the recipe they kind of showed us yesterday in the last 2 games is the bottom of their order getting on base, sparking them, an unlikely spark, and then leaving it up to the top of the order to catch down the runs. And that's what they have right here with their 8-hitter DVSD starting this inning.
Yes, DVSD will lead off from that 8th spot. The Bulldogs have scored 6 runs in either of the 2 games, the Friday and Saturday games against the Billikens, winning 6-3 in the first and 6-5 in the second. So the offense is definitely there. Now it's just time for a rally as DVSD steps in. Jackson Work remains on the mound for the Billikens. First pitch to DVSD. Fouls it off toward the backstop. So the count will now go no ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, aggressive there. Looks like they're not trying to work Work's pitch count even higher. Attacking pitches, the first one that he's throwing in the at-bat.
Now back in the windup. Here comes the 0-1 to DVSD. That ball outside and bounces around the catcher for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike count now evens it up. Nobody on here starting off the bottom half of the 7th inning. Bulldogs looking for yet another rally after their win yesterday.
Yeah, they have St. Louis right where they want them based on the last 2 games.
1-1 pitch to DVSD. Hard swing and miss there from the catcher. Results come up empty now. Runs in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
That was a very healthy cut from DVSD on that one.
Definitely looking for some contact, but wasn't able to get it.
Hitting .220 on the year.
1-2 from Work. Swing and a miss from DVSD. Work has his 5th strikeout on the day, and DVSD goes down on strikes. Swinging at that pitch, just couldn't get contact, and that's the first out of the inning.
Yeah, it seemed that DVSD didn't shorten up his swing at all in the bat. He was very long swing, even with 2 strikes, and that resulted in him swinging right through the pitch instead of aiming just for contact.
Now Chris Moranto stepping up for the Bulldogs. 194 average currently. He's 0 for 2 today. Nobody on here in the bottom half of the 7th. First pitch to Moranto. Low, hits the catcher Hernandez's foot and bounces away. For a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. Moranto looking to get on here to start the rally. The Bulldogs down by 2. Last run scored was in the bottom of the 5th inning. And they left the bases loaded in that inning, as Zach Giroux was trying to get home on the wild pitch and was thrown out. 1-0 delivery from Work. Moranto hard swing and foul ball over on the backstop. Evens up the count, 1 ball and 1 strike with 1 out.
See, Moranto opts to sport the left cheek guard there on his helmet, kind of like Giancarlo Stanton in the major leagues.
Always looking for protection over by that face area. 1-1 delivery. Moranto watches that ball fall low for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike now. Moranto really working the count. Pitch count for Work is at about 86 right now, so he's definitely getting up there. They have 2 pitchers throwing in the bullpen, possibly to come on in relief here in these later innings as Work continues to deal.
Looks like they got a righty and a lefty warming up. Situational.
2-1 for Moranto. Inside, watches that one for a ball. Now works the count to 3 balls and 1 strike.
This would be big for Moranto to get on base. He does have some speed. He's perfect on steal attempts this year, 3 for 3. So if your 9-hitter can get on and kind of set the tone for the top of the lineup, that's what the recipe for success is for Butler to come back in this game.
3-1 delivery. That one is high, ball 4. And so Work will walk Moranto with a 1-out walk, and now the top of the lineup here due for the Butler Bulldogs as up comes the freshman Giroux with Moranto over at first. So Butler trying to get back into this game, down 4-2, and Giroux trying to get it started here with 1 out as we have a meeting over on the mound with the entire Billikens team. Possibly to change pitchers here. Work could be possibly done as we check what's going on. Assistant coach goes over to talk to him.
Giroux hit by a pitch in his last at-bat, hitting 286 on the year, but just 222 with runners on base, the leadoff hitter for Butler.
Assistant coach leaves Work out there on the mound, so he will stay pitching here with a runner on first and 1 out, top of the Butler lineup. Coming up is Zach Giroux, 0 for 2, was hit by a pitch in his last at-bat back in the 5th. Now comes up for the Bulldogs.
Giroux with an open stance at the plate.
First pitch to him. Low, bounces away from the catcher Hernandez. And Moranto will get over to second safely with not even a throw. So now the Bulldogs with a runner in scoring position with for Giroux.
As a coach, you go out there, talk to your pitcher, and he answers the mound visit with a wild pitch there to move the runner to second base. Not what you want exactly. And now 1 out. Giroux with a chance to drive in a much-needed run for the Bulldogs here in the bottom of the 7th.
Not the way you want to come out of that meeting now with a runner on scoring position. Giroux with 3 RBIs on the season. First pitch or next pitch to him. Falls on the inside corner for a strike. Evens up the count. 1 ball and 1 strike. This is a big opportunity here for the Bulldogs. They've left 5 runners on base total for the game. Do not want to leave another one. Here down by 2. Working the windup. Now the 1-1 delivery to Giroux. That one curves into the strike zone. Good breaking ball from Work. Gets it for a strike, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, that really had Giroux fooled. He kind of leaned back because it was a breaking ball. Thought it could hit him, but it broke just like it was intended to into the middle of the plate.
Yeah, broke it just about the right time into the strike zone. Catcher Hernandez looking back toward the dugout. Now gets back into his stance. Signaling to Work.
Kind of long pause here. The catcher was waiting for the signal. And as expected, I think Giroux opted to call time. He was staying in his batting stance for a long time.
Giroux with a batting glove on the left hand, no batting glove on the right. Runner on second. The 1-2 from Work. Inside and low. Hernandez keeps up with it. But it's another ball here. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The count evens up. Fielders playing their normal positions here with a runner on second. Giroux back in the box. Now the 2-2 delivery. Giroux swings at a ground ball over to King at short. Bounces past him. It'll get into center field. And Moranto is held up over at third, so it will be runners on first and third for the Bulldogs, as what looked like a routine ground ball for Alex King took a bad hop and bounced into center field. So now the Bulldogs threatening with runners at the corners, and only one out in the inning with Tyler Houston coming up.
Massive break there for Butler. Second time today King has botched a ball. The first one led to a run for Butler. It looked like a routine ground ball, like you said. He had to charge it because Giroux does have decent speed, but would have had plenty of time had he fielded it cleanly. And like a break for Butler as Houston comes to the plate now with the one out. Runners on the corners.
Ryan Hernandez, the catcher, signaling to the entire infield. Here in a desperate situation, runners on first and third. Potential tying run over at first right now in the leadoff batter of Zach Giroux. Now Tyler Houston up.
Hernandez letting the infield know what their plan is if Giroux elects to steal second base here.
Houston 0 for 1 with 2 walks in this one. Swings at the first one and fouls it off over toward the backstop. Little outside, but he goes for it anyways. So now the count will be no ball, 1 strike.
Be interesting to see what does take place if Giroux elects to steal second. St. Louis is up 4-2. They may elect to take the out and trust Hernandez, considering his arm strength, to throw out Giroux and take the out and give up the run to still be at 4-3.
Houston with 12 RBIs. Runners on first and third. Next pitch to him. Houston checks it, doesn't swing. Ball goes in the dirt. Hernandez keeps up with it as work was coming in to cover home, but nobody advances. So it will be a ball. Evens up the count. 1 ball and 1 strike here in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, Moranto playing it safe after Giroux on a similar situation was thrown out at the plate earlier in this game. You got to think they're going to leave it up to Houston and not their own base running to kind of tie this game and get back into it.
Surprised Giroux wasn't being aggressive over there at first like he was at third earlier. He stays at first. 1-1 pitch from Work. Houston watches that strike on the outside corner, moves up in the count now. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Work has 5 strikeouts on the game. Looking to make that 6 here. In a pretty bad situation here with 1 out. Work in the windup. Here comes the 1-2 delivery. Houston ground ball back up the middle. Second baseman DeBow has it. Throw over to first. They get the double play. They get out of the inning. Unbelievable. The Bulldogs don't score any runs, and the double play from Tyler Houston. They were in a perfect situation with runners on first and third to possibly threaten to score, and they don't get any runs. So the Bulldogs come up empty. They still are down 4-2. Here as we enter the 8th inning, you're listening to Bulldog Baseball on Indy Blue Radio. Butler coming out of that disappointing bottom of the 7th inning, not getting any runs, still down 4-2. As the Billikens now coming up here in this top half of the 8th inning. It will be Trent Limecooler, the first batter up for the Billikens. 5th in the lineup, continues to face Josh Walker, as Walker's first pitch is outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strike count.
Limecooler been locked in today. 2 for 3, good contact every single at bat, and has lived up the middle.
1-0 to Walker, swing and a miss from Limecooler. Evens up the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Kind of a half-hearted swing there. Not a lot of power to it.
Yeah, Walker fooled him with an off-speed pitch, got him out in front.
1-1 from Walker. Limecooler lines that one on the first base side and out of play. Now moving up in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Walker with 2 strikeouts coming in relief today. Pitching 1.1 innings so far. ERA down to 1.42.
He's done a nice job.
1-2 to Limecooler. Fouls it off out of play yet again on the first base side. Count will remain 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Lime Cooler hitting .438 when he's been the leadoff man of an inning this year.
2 for 3 today with 2 singles on the day. .329 batting average coming into this at-bat. One thing you got to watch out for are his strikeouts. He has 16 on the year out of 73 at-bats. 1-2 pitch just outside from Walker. Misses that one. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. So Walker now on the mound. Nobody on here, nobody out in this top half of the 8th inning. Billikens lead 4-2. 2-2 pitch. Lime Cooler ground ball over to Hartnagel at short. Hartnagel to throw to Crispin at first. And they get Lime Cooler in time. 1 up, 1 down here for Josh Walker and the Butler Bulldogs.
Yeah, routine there to Hartnagel, unlike his counterpart, Alex King, for St. Louis. Made the routine play and got the out there. Good arm strength on Hartnagel. He didn't charge that one a ton, but his arm strength allowed him to get Lime Cooler out by at least a step.
Now Nick Malin stepping up to the plate for the Billikens. Yeah, Hartnagel's seen some action over there at short. It's been a pretty active day up the middle for both teams. As Nick Malin watches a ball. Here comes the 1-0 pitch from Walker. That one curves into the strike zone for a strike. Evening up the count, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Malin, .286 average coming into this at bat.
1 for 2 on the day. Oh, he hit him in the shoulder, inside. Woo. And that one was pretty blatant. We've seen the hit by pitches, be pretty close. That one was really blatant. Hit him right in the shoulder. So now with 1 out, it will be Nick Malin over at first on the hit by pitch.
Yeah, like you said, the first 2 kind of like barely grazed people's wrists. That one got him right square in the shoulder. He earned that one. He's on first base.
Now Cole Dubett stepping up. Played a vital factor in that double play to get out of the inning in the bottom of the 7th. Over at second, was able to field that ball cleanly, flip it over to second. And they threw to first, and the Bulldogs went down silent. Now Cole Dubett batting now with a runner on first with 1 out. Bulldogs hoping for a double play on their side. Next pitch from Josh Walker. Inside, almost hit him again. And that one's just inside for a ball. Now 1 ball, no strike count.
Walker is not afraid to test the inside part of the plate. A lot of the St. Louis batters are very up in the box, close to the plate. You see Dubett here with an open stance, kind of leans in over the plate.
1-0 from Dubett. High fly ball. Looks like DiViesti will have it. No, he gets called off by the third baseman, Connor Dahl. He's able to get it at third. But what was going was Malin over at first. He was stealing on that play. It was a hit-and-run designed. And Dubett just didn't get the kind of contact they were looking for in a shallow fly ball. And so now there will be 2 outs with a runner on. And Griffin Robinson stepping to the plate for the Billikens.
Yeah, good job by Dahl there. He has priority on a fly ball like that since he's coming in, whereas DVSC has to backpedal with the backward spin of the ball for a catcher. It's kind of tough to catch those fly balls coming back. Great job by Dahl to be assertive and take the out.
Robinson stepping up. He had a double in his last at-bat. First pitch to him, swinging strike. He was going hard for that one, but he comes up empty. No ball, 1 strike count. Had an RBI double in his last at-bat. His first, or check that, 4th RBI on the year. His first double on the year. Right-handed pitcher against right-handed batter. Here comes the 0-1 from Walker. No, he throws over to first, and it's a wild throw. Malin will be able to get over to second, maybe more. He turns the corner. He's going for third. The long throw over to third, and they're not in time. And Malin's able to get there safely on a wild pickoff attempt from Josh Walker. And now the Billikens threatening to score here with 2 outs yet again.
Yeah, there's a lot of room over there on the foul territory on the right side of the field, so it's a long run for Garrett Crispin. He had no chance to catch that pickoff. It was high and outside. Chase it down. Didn't make a bad throw across the diamond. Good job by Dahl to knock it down and not let that turn into the base runner for St. Louis scoring there. But nevertheless, not a good situation as it's Walker's own fault that the runner's on third base now.
Robinson back in the box here. Count remains 0-1. Next pitch to him, curves into the strike zone for a strike. No balls and 2 strikes. Just questioning that decision there. I mean, you have 2 outs. You're already down 4-2. I don't know why you go out for the pickoff on first, but just trying to get anything done. 0-2 delivery from Walker. Gets Robinson to swing at it. Shallow fly ball. Crispin has it over at first. And what could have been dangerous ends up being nothing. The Billikens don't score any runs. It remains 4-2 as we head now to the bottom of the 8th, getting later and later into the game. Bulldogs looking to come back from a 2-run deficit. You're listening to Bulldog Radio on Indy Blue Radio. New pitcher for the St. Louis Billikens, number 37, Sean Frontzak, now comes in relief after Jackson Work goes seven complete innings, allowing 2 runs and 7 hits to the Butler Bulldogs. And now Frontzak looking to finish the job here in the bottom of the 8th, as the Bulldogs will lead off with the middle of their lineup. Garrett Crispin getting things started here for the Bulldogs, down by 2. So Frontzak going to be tough to face this middle of the lineup, but I mean, the way that Work left him off, he really has nothing to worry about.
Frontzak, from his warm-ups, kind of a 3/4 slot release, not like submarine, but a different arm slot angle for the Bulldogs here. He's pitched 14.2 innings this year.
First pitch to Chrisman. Foul ball over on the third base side, out of play. Starts him off 0-1. Frontzak coming in 1.84 ERA. His total record is 1 win and no losses, and 1 save on the year. Now pitching to Chrisman. Here comes the 0-1 from Frontzak. Chrisman right up the middle, line out over to shortstop. Alex King is right there and is able to put it away. Hard hit ball from Chrisman, but Alex King was right there on the line drive and put it away. So there's 1 up, 1 down for the Billikens, and Hartnagel now stepping in for the Bulldogs.
It's good hitting from Chrisman, just right at him. Bad luck there. That's what you have to do against kind of a sidearm pitcher like Frontzak. They're trying to get you to hit ground balls. Don't try to do too much and lift it all the way out. Even though the wind now, looking at the center field flag, is blowing out, so a ball could carry into the gap for Butler. But you got to hit line drives like Chrisman did.
First pitch to Hartnagel. He watches for a ball. 1 ball, no strike count. Hartnagel 1 for 3. 2 ground balls to second and 1 single. All the way back in the second inning. 1-0 from Frontzak. Off-speed pitch, Hartnagel lifts a high fly ball, shallow center field. Alex King, the shortstop, is there, and he has it for the second out, so Alex King has done it all by himself so far. He's gotten 2 of the outs in this inning.
Yeah, that off-speed pitch, like you said, really threw Hartnagel off. We've seen him go to the right side of the field, which Frontzak kind of plays in to that style with the sidearm coming across for a right-handed batter, but he slowed it down enough that Hartnagel was out in front and got him to pop out easily to the shortstop.
He was looking for a fastball there. Got an off-speed and was just a little bit off. So now Garrett Parker stepping in. First pitch he sees outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strike count. 2 outs here in the inning. Nobody on here for the Bulldogs in the bottom of the 8th. 4-2 ball game. 1-0 from Frontzak. High and outside for a ball. Moves up in the count. 2 balls and no strike with Garrett Parker at the plate. He is 2 for 3 on the day, coming in with a .327 average to this at-bat with 2 singles. 2-0 pitch. Parker ground ball over to second. Dubet has it. Dubet fumbles it and can't even get it over to first. So what will likely be scored as an error, Garrick Parker gets on with a 2-out hit.
Yeah, Dubet, he's done it a few times this game, not charging the ball there. The ball took about 5 or 6 hops, which is not what you really want as an infielder. You want to come get it, attack it, and don't let it eat you up, and that's exactly what it did. It ate Dubet up, got into his wrist and his chest, and he bowled it and couldn't get it over to first. So St. Louis has had some middle infielding problems today. They did turn one nice double play, but King and Dubet have each had their share of errors.
First pitch now to Harrison Freed. Outside corner for a strike. No ball, 1 strike. Each team right now listed with 1 error apiece. Just a tough play over for Dubet over at second. Runner on first, 2 outs. 0-1 count to Harrison Freed. Here's the next pitch outside, and he swings at it. Nothing coming out of it. Now moving up, no ball, 2 strike count.
You saw last at bat, Freed was aggressive, swung at the first pitch and drove it into center field, being aggressive here again, but finds himself down 0-2.
0-2 pitch to Freed, swing and a miss on the outside pitch. What would have been a ball, he chases after it. And that is 3 up and 3 down, or 4 up, 3 down for the Billikens as we now move into the last inning of the 9th. Billikens lead by the score of 4-2. You're listening to Bulldog Baseball on Indy Blue Radio. Bulldogs making a pitching change here in the top half of the 9th inning as junior Josh Goldberg takes over the mound, the 3rd pitcher for the Bulldogs in this game. Coming in, pitching 5.2 innings. ERA total is 4.76. Will only have to face 3 batters if he's lucky here. No saves on the season with a 2-win, 1-loss record. And the first batter he will face will be Ryan Hernandez out of that number 9 spot in the lineup. First pitch to Hernandez, inside corner for a strike. Starts him off, no balls and 1 strike. So he's a lefty. Coming up against the right-handed batter. Kind of has this little sidearm motion to him a little bit. Here comes the 0-1.
Yeah, similar arm slot to Frontzak, the St. Louis pitcher who just came in, but the difference is that Goldberg kind of bends down a bit more when he goes sidearm, whereas Frontzak still stays upright and just drops only his arm.
Pitch was a ball, 1-1 now, inside. Now moves up 2 balls and 1 strike. 4-2. Game is still in favor of the Billikens. 7 hits apiece. 2 errors for the Billikens, 1 for the Bulldogs.
If you're Goldberg, you want to get this out now before you face the top of the order.
2-1 from Goldberg. And Hernandez looks a high fly ball over into left center. Tyler Houston running over, had to cover a lot of ground, but is able to put it away for the first out of the inning. Great speed from Houston to get over to that one and put away Hernandez. Very hard hit ball.
Very well placed ball as well, but ultimately got just enough under it that Houston was able to get there. Good job of Houston of calling off the left fielder Moranto, because as the center fielder, Houston has priority out there and well executed, well disciplined outfield communication from Butler.
So it'll be the top half of the lineup now for the Billikens against Josh Goldberg. First time he's faced him. First pitch now to Aaron Case. Inside for a ball. Ball's on the ground. Now 1 ball, no strike count here with 1 out in the inning. Nobody on here for the Billikens here on this sunshiny day at Bulldog Park. 1-0 pitch from Goldberg. Case lifts a high fly ball over into shallow center. Looks like Parker's running at it. Garrick Parker has it on the routine fly ball. 2 up, 2 down here for the Bulldogs. As now it will be Alex King stepping in for the Billikens.
Parker has been very active in right field today. Nothing has really tested him too much. He's had a lot of nice, easy routine pop-ups out there. But good work from Goldberg to attack the top of the order and finds himself with 2 outs now and a chance to get to the bottom of the 9th rather quickly.
Top of the 9th here, 2 outs, nobody on. Alex King stepping up for the Billikens. First pitch from Goldberg. Off speed, out of the zone for a ball. 1 ball, no strike count.
Yeah, facing 2-hitter now. 5th time through the lineup for St. Louis. Opted to start him off with the breaking ball there, but missed.
1-0 pitch from Goldberg, and he swings at it. King fouls it off toward the backstop. Count evens up 1 ball, 1 strike. King coming in 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Had a sacrifice fly in the 3rd, so he has an RBI in today's game, his 12th on the season. And coming into this at-bat, batting .302. With 2 outs, only 200. Now the 1-1 delivery from Goldberg. King watches it. Inside for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike now. It's close pitch, but I'll give him the ball.
Good discipline, good eye there by King.
Now the 2-1 delivery from Goldberg. King swings at it. Ground ball, third base side and out of play into the Bulldog dugout. Now the count evening up 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs.
Looks more like a protection swing there from King. It was kind of in on his hands, and ideally you don't want to swing at that, but with it being inside, he felt he needed to swing and kind of protect himself in a way.
Right-handed batter against left-handed pitcher. Here comes the 2-2 from Goldberg. Ooh, fast ground ball over on the third base side, out of play. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes as he stays in the at-bat.
About every foul ball King's had this at-bat has been pulled, so look for him to pull the ball to the left side. If you're Goldberg, you might want to try to slow it down and go outside to get him way out in front like he has been this at-bat.
Goldberg early on these pitches. We'll see what he can do here on the 2-2 pitch. King early on Goldberg's pitches. Here comes the 2-2 delivery from Goldberg. King fouls it off toward the backstop and out of play. Staying alive here in the count. It remains 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Solid at-bat here from King. Seen a lot of pitches.
Making Goldberg throw a lot as well. The relief pitcher. 2-1 record on the season. 2-2 delivery from Goldberg. Off-speed pitch. He gets it to fly out over on the first base side and out of play yet again. Goldberg stays in the count now, still 2-2.
Yeah, King's not making great contact with those foul balls. They haven't been really hard-hit foul balls, but he's all over it. Goldberg tried to speed it up that last pitch, slowed it down that one, fouled them both off. So King is locked in here.
2 outs. 2-2 pitch from Goldberg to King. Ground ball, third base side, falling just out of play as it's fielded by Connor Dahl. Just to the left of the third base bag, and we continue in this at-bat as Alex King comes back to the box.
Okay, King's already struck out once today, not looking to strike out twice. He has 14 strikeouts on the year, though, so he is susceptible to striking out, but battling well here.
Goldberg back on the mound, King back in the box. The 2-2 yet again. King ground ball to third, and he stays alive yet again as that ball goes into the Bulldog dugout. He's early. He's early on this pitch as they keep going on the third base side, but just can't get one to straighten out.
Yeah, Goldberg, like we mentioned, he's going fastball, off speed. Consistently, King is early on it, but not early enough where he's swinging and missing. He's still getting just enough contact to extend the at-bat.
And the 2-2 yet again. Watches it for a ball. What an at-bat here by Alex King. Outside and low. Now the count runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. If he can work this for a walk, that'll be outstanding.
Yeah, very frustrating for a pitcher here if you're Goldberg.
Payoff pitch for Goldberg. Outside, he worked it for a walk. That was way outside, not even close to the zone. and Alex King is on. So Josh Goldberg could be a little bit rattled out there on the mound, and we've seen these 2-out problems here for the Bulldog defense. Hopefully they can just put them away here, no problem.
Right, like you mentioned, but now that he gets to see the 3-hitter, Parker Snitinsky, who is a solid hitter for St. Louis in the 3-hole, hitting .279 coming into this at-bat, but only .217 with 2 outs. So let's see what Goldberg can do.
0 for 3 today is Snitinsky with the hit by pitch in his last at-bat, and he hit him again, twice, both by different pitchers, but Snitinsky is taking a beating here today as he's now been hit for the second time, and he's over on first. Yet again, with 2 outs, runners on first and second for the Billikens. The Bulldogs just can't close out an inning.
Yeah, and they always seem to have these kind of lapses when they're in the middle of the order, too. Now you get Hanford up now with 2 outs. Their 4-hitter who hit a clutch home run yesterday. That one got Snitinsky right in the center of the back. Not a cheap one like some of the other ones we've seen. So, not what you want from Goldberg. He looked very good to start the inning, and the wheels are kind of starting to come off here. 2 outs.
DVSD had to go out and visit Goldberg on the mound, and now comes Dave Schrag. Kind of an obstructed view here from the bullpen. The Bulldogs' bullpen's over on the left side. There's a big shed that's kind of covering it, so we can't see if anybody's warming up or if Dave Schrag is thinking about bringing somebody in. He looks toward the bullpen, signals out there, and it looks like we might have a new pitcher for the Bulldogs after Goldberg gets 2 quick outs and then hits a batter. Walks a batter, hits a batter, and now he's got first and second, so a new pitcher coming in for the Butler Bulldogs as they just continue here with 2 outs. Score remains 4-2. The Billikens on top. Haven't scored since the top of the 6th. That's all they've needed so far. Waiting to see who our new pitcher is.
Pitching change for the Dogs onto the bullpen. Junior right-hander, 38.
River Pitlock will be the new pitcher for the Butler Bulldogs. Coming out of Illinois, trying to get this one done. He's only pitched in 1 game versus Furman in only 1 inning. He allowed 1 hit and did not give up a run as that score was 10-7 in favor of the Bulldogs. So not a lot of experience here for Pitlock, the redshirt junior, but comes into the game here down 4-2 with runners on first and second. Tough situation here for Pitlock if he can get out of it.
Yeah, key to success for Pitlock here is to attack the batters. Goldberg just walked and hit a batter. So you really just got to force. It is the 4-hitter Hanford. You don't want to give him anything too good, but you got to force him to swing. And if damage is done, you want it to be because Hanford had a nice hit, not because you were walking or hitting batters.
He will be facing Carter Hanford, the third baseman, who's 0 for 4 on the game today. 281 coming into it, 18 strikeouts out of 64 at-bats, and 8 RBIs. With runners in scoring position, he's only batting .261, and with 2 outs, he's only batting .240, so not really a big threat here. But with the way this game's been going for the Bulldogs in 2 outs, you never know what can happen here as the Billikens are looking just for insurance runs. The Bulldogs want to keep this deficit, as that 2 runs will definitely be a lot easier than a lot more coming into the bottom of the 9th. So Carter Hanford will step in, the third baseman and the first batter that River Pitlock will face here with runners on first and second in the top of the 9th inning with 2 outs. 4-2 ball game. Still 7 hits apiece for each team.
And if you're St. Louis, these runs are important because they've seen 2 leads disappear the last 2 days to Butler, so they want as many insurance runs as possible.
Pitlock stares the catcher down, now into his windup. First pitch to Hanford. Outside on the breaking ball for a ball. 1 ball, no strike count. Pitlock back on the mound. Into the windup, looks down at second. 1-0 delivery from Pitlock. Gets him to swing at it. High fly ball over on the right field side. Garrick Parker running over to it by the wall, and he has it by the 3:30 sign. And Pitlock only needs about 2 pitches to get out of the inning. And we head to the bottom of the 9th. The Bulldogs' last chance to come back from this 4-2 deficit here as we move into the bottom of the 9th. You're listening to Bulldog Radio on Indy Blue Radio. Billikens bring in a new pitcher to try and save this game with a 4-2 advantage here against the Butler Bulldogs. Sam Wiederhaft alongside Grant Anschutz here broadcasting the Bulldogs between the Billikens. Here in the bottom of the ninth, new pitcher for the Billikens will be Ryan Leffner out of San Juan Capistrano, California. Attended J. Serra High School, which is a relatively new high school out there in that area. He's going to try and get the save here as he faces the Bulldogs with a 2-run advantage. How does Leffler get it done?
Attack early. You're facing kind of the bottom of the lineup here with Connor Dahl up to bat for Butler. And the disaster here is if you walk someone early, you want to go after him. You want to force the Bulldog hitters, like we were talking with Butler relievers last inning. You want to make the hitters produce the runs and get hits themselves and not put them on base with a free pass.
Right-handed pitcher against right-handed batter. Connor Dahl will be the first batter for the Bulldogs. Watches strike one in the zone. Bulldogs have to be selective here with the pitches they swing at to try and get on the board here. As Leffner coming in with a 4 even ERA. Here comes the 0-1 from Leffner. That one high for a ball. 1-1 count to Connor Dahl, who is 1 for 3 on the day with a single and a strikeout in the second and sixth. 3.10 average currently, coming in as the 7th batter in this lineup. 1-1 delivery to Dahl. That one high yet again, 2 balls and 1 strike. Gets ahead in the count. That's where they want him all game. Back on the mound. Dahl's back in the box. 2-1 pitch from Leffner. Dahl swings at it, lifts it high and back over out of play toward the stands. So the count evens up, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Dahl hitting .455.
The count runs full, 3 balls and 2 strikes for Leffner against Connor Dahl, trying to avoid that 3rd strikeout on the game.
Very important payoff pitch coming here that could change the whole landscape of the inning.
Payoff pitch for Leffner, swing and a miss from Dahl. He goes down for the 3rd time of the game, and that's not good for the Bulldogs, who needed a runner on with no outs. But it's 1 up, 1 down now with DiViesti coming up to the plate.
It may have been a ball, too, if he had it swing. It was kind of high and inside. Just tough there for Dahl. Swung and missed. 1 out now in the bottom of the 9th.
So DiViesti now stepping in with nobody on here, 1 out. Bulldogs down by 2 here in the bottom of the 9th inning. First pitch to DiViesti. Outside on the fastball. 1 ball, no strike count.
Looked like a pretty good pitch.
He's 1 for 3 with a strikeout in the 7th and a single in the 3rd. 1-0 pitch from Leffner. DiViesti watches it on the outside corner. Gets ahead in the count now. 2 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, like we mentioned at the top of the inning, 7, 8, 9 batters from Butler. If you're a Leffner, you like to see that, and you got to attack them, unlike this at-bat down 2-0 in the count.
Here's the 2-0 delivery. DiViesti swings at it, high fly ball over to center field. Center fielder running over. That one will drop. DiViesti on with a 1-out single, and now the tying run comes to the plate in the last batter of the lineup, Chris Moranto. So a good hit for DiViesti, who just kind of plopped it over into center field. Center fielder Aaron Case running over, couldn't get it. Now he's on with a single.
Looks like there'll be a pinch hitter for the Bulldogs. That'll be number 32, Duncan Hewitt, a freshman catcher. He caught yesterday, and he'll come into pinch hit in this situation.
Will be Duncan Hewitt. He did play yesterday as the freshman catcher coming out of Lawrence North High School, another historically good baseball program out of the Metropolitan Interscholastic Conference. I see now stepping in against Leffner.
Yesterday, Coach Schreck had good luck with putting Harrison Frieden as a pinch hitter in a big situation. Let's see if Hewitt can also produce in this bottom of the 9th with 1 out and a runner on first.
Hewitt batting 143, runner on first. First pitch to him, off speed, right down the middle for a strike. So Leffner gets it started the way he wants. No ball, 1 strike count.
Never easy coming into the game as a pinch hitter.
Runner on first, 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th. Tying run at the plate. Next pitch to Duncan Hewitt. Check swing, and he did go for a strike. Now no balls and 2 strikes is the count.
Now you got to protect if you're Hewitt. The last thing you want here is a strikeout for the second out of the inning.
Lefner back on the mound. Staring down the catcher, now Duncan Hewitt back in his stance. 0-2 delivery from Lefner. Hewitt watches that one for strike 3. Curves into the strike zone. Now there's 2 outs, and the last chance for the Butler Bulldogs will be the number 1 hitter, Zach Giroux, with a runner on first and the tying run at the plate.
Yeah, Hewitt showed his displeasure with that one. It looked like a breaking pitch by Lefner that broke kind of late, but ultimately it crossed in the strike zone, and he is retired for the second out of the inning, and like you said, up to Giroux now to extend this game with DVSD on first.
Giroux not the best game, 0 for 3 with a hit by pitch. That's been the only time he's been on. Here's the first pitch to him. Right down the middle for a strike on the fastball from Lefner. Trying to close it out here for the Billikens, and they can grab 1 game of the series while the Bulldogs won the first 2. Stares down the catcher, Lefner, a little bit of a slower pace than we've seen earlier in this game. 0-1 pitch to him, swing and a miss from Giroux, and the Bulldogs are down to their final strike now here at Bulldog Park. This 5-game winning streak could come to an end, and this undefeated streak here at Bulldog Park could also come to an end as they're 4-0. So Giroux now in the box, 0-2 count. Lefner on the mound. Here's the windup. The pitch. That one just high, misses the zone, and Giroux stays alive now with a 1-ball, 2-strike count.
Good eye by Giroux there. Good discipline not to chase.
Giroux back into it. 375 with 2 outs. Runner on first, tying run at the plate here, down 4-2. Lefner in the windup. The 1-2 delivery. Ground ball, third base side, out of play, back toward the Bulldog dugout. And Giroux stays in the at-bat, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Giroux now back in the box. Runner on first is DVSD. Not a lot of speed over there. Nothing to worry about from Lefner.
Yeah, Butler's at a place where they really want to get Giroux on, and then they'll have the 2, 3, 4 hitters up next and lead to the middle of their lineup.
1-2 from Lefner. That one high yet again, 2-2 now. So Giroux really working the count. Evens it up, 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Giroux back in the box. Just looking to get some contact here where the fielders are not.
Yeah, if you're Lefner, you don't want to mess around and go full with Giroux. You want to attack him right here with the count at 2-2.
2-2 delivery. Giroux, high fly ball, first base side, first baseman running over. That will get out of play. And Giroux fouls it off yet again. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, just got out of play there. Decent hustle by the first baseman, but ran out of room.
DVSD on first. He leads off of the first base bag. Lefner with the ball on the mound. Now into the windup, the 2-2 delivery to Giroux. That one high, out of the zone, now works it full. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Be a heck of a battle if Giroux is able to win this. He's come this far, he might as well get a walk.
Giroux trying to get on base and keep this inning and game alive. 4-2, Billikens on top. Lefner into the windup. Giroux at the plate. Here's the payoff pitch. That one out of the zone, and he walked him. Now runners on first and second, and the winning run now comes to the plate in Tyler Houston.
Tyler Houston.
Houston batting .243 coming into this at-bat. He has 1 home run. A home run could send us all home on a high note. We'll see what he can do here. Righty against righty. He now steps into the box as an assistant coach for the Billikens. We'll call a timeout to go talk to his pitcher, Ryan Lefner, who's struggling here with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th.
Just a wind check on that home run. The wind is moving left to right, so it'd be tough for Houston to pull a ball out of here, but the ball could carry into a gap if he hits it to right field.
Liking the numbers here, 312 from runners in scoring position and 304 with 2 outs. Very productive as he has 12 RBIs on the season for the Bulldogs, which ranks tied for first here in the lineup that they had today. So Houston, the last chance yet again for the Bulldogs, steps into the box.
Houston's been pretty patient at the plate. 2 walks today, but grounded into a double play. His last at-bat after the middle infield for St. Louis made a nice play.
Yes, coming in 0 for 2. First pitch from Lefner to Houston. Houston swings at that one and misses, and he was going for the fences on that off-speed pitch. Comes up empty. Big hack. Now no ball, 1 strike count.
Yeah, you saw his head kind of yank out there and turn to the left. Didn't really get a full look at that one, and that's why he missed that one. But like you said, he was swinging out of his shoes there to try to make a big difference in this game.
Lefner back on the mound. Stares down the catcher. 0-1 pitch to Houston. Outside and low, evens up the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Houston staying alive here, being very selective with his pitches.
And knowing that if you're a Lefner, you may want to continue to throw the off-speed stuff, knowing how antsy Houston showed he was in that first at-bat. If you give him a fastball, he may just time it up well and get into one, but you want to keep him off balance.
Umpire calls timeout. It was Hernandez that called timeout, the catcher, as he goes over and talks to Lefner. Bulldogs threatening here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning, down 4-2. Winning run at the plate in Tyler Houston. With runners on first and second, it's Jaroge on first and DVSD on second. And the top of the Bulldog lineup here due up if Houston can get on. So it's a 1-1 count. Hernandez back to the catcher position. Lefner with the ball on the mound. He's in the windup. 1-1 pitch to Houston. Houston swings at a high fly ball over to center. Should be routine for Aaron Case. He runs over. He lost track of it, and the left fielder comes over and makes the play. Parker Snitinsky makes the play to end the game after Aaron Case fell down, losing track of the ball. Snitinsky takes it over, and the Billikens win this one. They take Game 3 of the series, winning 4-2. And they down the Butler Bulldogs, and their 5-game winning streak is over, as Butler will now fall to an 11-7 record, and the Billikens now move to 14-5. What a clutch play from Snitinsky over and left. That was unbelievable.
Yeah, he covered a lot of ground. Case must have just not been able to see it. The wind's not moving crazy. There is some sun out, but I'm assuming he's an outfielder. He had his sunglasses on. He just lost it and, like you said, fell down. So good job not only of Snitinsky to catch it, but also not get tripped up.
So the Bulldogs dropped their first game at home this season, meeting with the Billikens right now in the center of the field. Very well-played game, as both starters, Jackson Wark and Connor Mitchell, both had pretty stellar games. Mitchell allowing 2, Wark also allowing 2 runs. Bulldogs just not able to get and catch up with the Billikens, downing this one by the score of 4-2. But that'll be it from Bulldog Park. For Grant and Schutz, I am Samuel Wiederhaft here, signing off. Have a great day, everybody. You're listening to Bulldog Baseball on Indy Blue Radio.